Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Los Angeles Angels versus the Seattle Mariners. This is the rubber match, game 3 of 3. We're trying not to get swept. We need to get back on track. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and I'll get into the starting lineups. Happy Wednesday afternoon, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, we got left fielder Taylor Ward, Taylor Gang. And on the right, we have La Piedra, Luis Castillo. And if we have any chance to be able to hang tough with the Astros and Rangers in this particular division, JP is going to be out for quite some time. It was just released. So we need everybody to step up, including the pitching staff, and they've definitely held it down, but we need to take their game to a whole nother level. Let's start off with the starting lineups with the visiting Los Angeles Angels. Leading off for the Angels at first base, Nolan Chanel. Batting second, playing third base for the Halos, Luis Rengifo. Batting third, playing left field for the Angels, Taylor Ward. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing this afternoon for the Angels, Willie Calhoun. Batting fifth, playing second base for Los Angeles, Brandon Drury. Batting sixth, playing center field, Mickey Moniak. Batting seventh, playing shortstop for the Angels, Zach Neto. Batting eighth, catching this afternoon, Matt Weiss. And batting ninth, playing right field for the Halos, Joe Adele. And on the mound for the Angels with a 3-10 record, an ERA of 5.20, it is Griffin Canning. Now let's get into the starting lineup for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at third base, while we wait for JP Crawford to get healed up, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Batting second, playing center field for Julio Rodriguez, the most consistent Mariner as of late in the box, Victor Robles. Batting third, catching tonight, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And if there was ever a time in a day that we needed Cal to step up, offensively and defensively more than ever, it is right fucking now today. Let's go, big dumper. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Batting fifth, playing right field for Seattle, Mitch Haniger. Batting sixth, coming up from the Tacoma Rainiers, the AAA affiliate, got a hit yesterday. I like what I see. Obviously, Mitch Garver, is our normal DH, but maybe Voss can take that spot. Today at the 6th hole, DHing for the Mariners, Jason Vossler. Let's go, Voss. Batting seventh, taking over for Ty France at the first base position, Tyler Locklear. First game get called up, obviously, in a minute. He ended up getting a hit as well. Let's go, Tyler. Batting eighth, playing left field, Luke Rayleigh. And it would be really nice if you could turn into Nuke Rayleigh, because we're going to need some bombs from you and some hits. You and Hollywood Rojas have been struggling, and we need you guys to figure it out. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Dylan Moore. And on the mound for the Mariners with an 8-10 record, an ERA of 3.55, La Piedra, Luis Castillo. So I guess with JP and Julio injured at the moment, it'll give us an opportunity to have more pitchers on the thumbs. And hopefully Luis Castillo can get it done. 21 starts, 8-10 record, 3.55 ERA, 119 strikeouts to only 35 walks. Let's go. Let's be electric today. Let's not get swept. We haven't been swept all season, and I don't want to start that streak here this afternoon. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of us are going through right now or have in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping into the darkness a little bit, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Put a little bit of effort out with your mental health, and you can get out of your worries and your, obviously, problems a little bit sooner. You know, if you're not exercising, make sure you're getting outside and getting some walks throughout the week. If you're not eating healthy, put an effort to eat a little bit healthier, and make sure you're listening to at least 30 minutes of music every single day. You'll be really surprised on what that'll do for your mental health. And if you do those three basic things, it'll help you climb out of the darkness a little bit quicker, and you can get back to your normal self to win the day. Let's go, Mariners. I'm ready, baby. Let's get it. Sports in the building. Jacob in the building. Let's go, baby. Yeah, so I do have an update on both players right now, and we can start it off first with the horrible news for my boy, J.P. Crawford. So right now, and this is going to be tentative, and we're going to have to kind of keep an eye on it, but based on the beat writers for the Seattle Mariners, J.P. Crawford is expected to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, so about a month and a half, which is terrible news. Obviously, for the Seattle Mariners, you know, unless Hollywood Josh Rojas can get back to his former ways at the beginning of the season when he was batting 300 to 350, we're going to miss you a lot, JP. I don't know if that means we're going to be looking at a guy like Jazz Chisholm on the Marlins to see if we can fit that role. But I hope that we're buyers at the deadline, but he will be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Prayers up for my guy, J.P. Crawford, one of my top 5 favorite players on the Seattle Mariners. And then moving forward to another guy that's very important in the lineup. He won't be out as long as J.P. Crawford, thank God. Julio's going to be reevaluated at the 10-day mark. Now, neither are expected to travel with the team on this particular road trip coming up. And then Dominic Canzone expected around mid-August. So no Canzone, no Julio, no J.P. But we could get J.P. Crawford back within about 10 to 14 days. And that's what most fans are hoping and praying for. So not really the best news, considering we were so good at the beginning of the year. And then now, you know, the hitting woes are getting worse and worse. We can't get to 4 runs. We can't get to 7 to 10 hits. Now 2 of our top players are injured in the lineup, and we're going to feel their presence missed not only offensively, but defensively, because we both know J.P. Crawford and Julio are great defensive players at shortstop and center field. And even though the bats haven't really been good, you can always count on a Julio or JP good game every once in a while. So we're not going to have that luxury for a minute. So we're just going to have to tread water. We're going to have to just try to stay afloat until Julio comes back. We'll get to the trade deadline. And then hopefully some of these new guys like Voss and Locklear can step up and kind of fill a little bit of the void. Now, normally I'm going to be wearing cutoff tees because it ends up being pretty hot in the Pacific Northwest, but I decided to switch it up. Brand new bandana. I got my old school Ken Griffey Jr. throwback on because I figured, you know, this is an opportunity where we might end up getting swept, and we have to find a way to win this game. It's very, very important for our mental stability as Seattle Mariner fans, and I do think that we are going to win today. I don't know what the score is going to be, but the magic number will be 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits, and if we do that, we're going to win here this afternoon. Let's go, baby. DX in the building. What's good? Let's go. Spaceman in the building. What's good? And it's something that I go over every single stream, regardless if I do baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, WWE, or AEW. I feel it's something that, you know, a lot of guys and girls are going through. But especially if you're a bro and you're a guy, a lot of guys don't talk about how they feel or their emotions. They kind of keep it bottled up. And even if they have like family or brother or sister or even a best friend, sometimes it's kind of an awkward conversation that you don't really feel like that you can trust that person fully on how you feel. And, so that's why I want to make sure that we bring out that mental health awareness, because I've gone through depression. I've gone through anxiety. I've gone through addiction. I've gone through some bad things in my life. I've hit the gutter and climbed my way out. And if I can give a little bit of, knowledge and a little bit of awareness, obviously with mental health and what's worked for me and what for others, that's obviously what I want to do. Captain in the building. What's good? We're going to win today, Bubba. Let's go. I mean, it's a little hot with me, obviously with the, the new bandana, and I got the Griffey on, but we got to win today. Let's get it, baby. First pitch for Luis Castillo, pitch out the knees inside, 1-0 count, and we definitely need La Piedra to be the man that we brought over from the Cincinnati Reds a couple years ago. Let's go. Next pitch, outside, 2-0 count to Nolan Chanel. Let's go, baby. 243 average, 9 homers, and 34 ribbies for Nolan. Pitch right there in the zone for a strike, 2-1 count. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. And if you guys haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. It'll help with metrics and analytics and the algorithm to get more people to come here on the channel. Pitches high and outside, 3-1 count. So we're going to shoot for 20 likes within the first hour and then 30 to 50 overall. Obviously we know it's an early afternoon game and viewership might be a little light until we get a little bit further into the game, but I'm not worried about that. 3-1 pitch. Pitch is inside and not a good start for La Piedra. Nolan Chanel with a walk to first base. Come on, baby. Come on, Castillo. We can't have our pitching go away. We already are having problems with hitting. We can't have the pitching go to shit as well. Next up, third baseman Luis Rengifo. And he's just recently back. This is his second game back, obviously from the wrist injury that happened around July 10th. And hopefully he will not be a X factor here this afternoon. Chops that one towards third base, foul, behind in the count, 0-1. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Let's go. New bandana, right? New jersey, new vibes. We're going to win today. Got to find a way. Even if it ends up being 1-0 or 2-1, we have to win. That one chop foul behind the plate. That remains 0-2. And we're not very good at morning games or afternoon games, but at least this game is being played at 12:40 Pacific, not 9 or 10 a.m. Pacific. So I think that'll be a little bit better of an advantage for us. The best time for us is usually after 4 p.m., like 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., 4 to 7:30 is usually our wheelhouse. But things have been pretty ugly for Seattle in the last couple weeks. Little dribbler, double play, throw to first. Got him. No. Boo. I want to see a replay. Give me a replay. I think he was out at first there. We got to take a quick look. See if we get a challenge here. He's out. Double play, baby. Incoming. Easily out. Come on now. Just because we got Tyler Locklear at first base and not Ty France, don't act like he can't play. And personally, I actually like Locklear more than France. I feel that France, had some good moments with us in the years past, and he was an all-star in 2022 and Julio's rookie year. Last year, he got chubby and he got fat, and he just really wasn't, seeing the ball the same way. Defensively, wasn't really as good. So I kind of like that we're bringing in a player that's almost a clone of Ty France, but he's younger, he's faster, and I think he can hit just as good as Ty, maybe even better. And I think defensively, he'll be a better defensive player once he starts to get the rhythm of playing every day than Ty. PJ in the building, what's good? We are, man. I got the Ken Griffey Jr. on. I got the old school throwback on, right? So, again, I could have ended up, just wearing a cutoff tee like I normally do when it's hot as hell here in the Pacific Northwest. But, hey, if I got to sweat it up a little bit here in the studio to root them on, to throw on a new bandana and have a new look for this particular stream, I mean, we don't want to get swept. We haven't been swept all year. And the last thing we want to do is get swept by, and I don't want to say these bums, the Angels, because they're not bums, but they're not as good as us. They're at the bottom of the division with the A's. But again, anytime you play anyone in any given sport and they're a divisional rival, anything can happen. Boo! Call stands. Are you kidding me? Boo! These umps are terrible. Should have been a double play. Unbelievable. You kidding me? Nothing going for Seattle's way, but again, you have to face adversity just like you do in life, right? Some shit isn't fair, so you have to find a way to get past the bullshit call and keep going. Next up, left fielder Taylor Ward. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. 228 average, 14 homers, and 45 ribbies so far here in 2024. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. We want to get 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and we'll always be shooting for 100 in donos on every single stream. 1-1 count to Ward. Let's go, baby. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. All right, we need one more like to hit double digits at 10. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Now we're at 11. There's still 7 of y'all that are watching that haven't smashed the like button yet. If you could just take 1 second out of your day while you're listening to me call the game and show some love and support, it would go a long distance. And we've been definitely getting bigger numbers since you guys have been supporting on that level. 1-2 pitch. Ward fouls that one off towards third base. And you wouldn't think it would make that much of a difference going from 20 to 25 likes to 30 to 50, but it really does. It helps out with the algorithm. YouTube sees all those stats, and they're more than likely to give our channel a recommendation while we're live to other randoms that are watching baseball streams and whatnot or looking than if not. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Pitch is outside. 2-2 count to Taylor Ward. Let's go, baby. Two pitch. Runner goes, and that one gets chopped foul. And as long as Luis Castillo La Piedra doesn't give up, 1 to 4 runs within the first 2 innings, we're going to be in business. So that's going to be a key. Can you actually pitch well and get out of these jams? I hope so. Two pitch. That one chopped foul. Count remains 2-2. And Luis Castillo has progressively gotten worse since we've brought him in from the Cincinnati Reds in 2022. I mean, he's not horrible, but if you are, looking at his stats from when he first came in, and then in 2023, and then now in 2024, it's progressively getting slightly worse, and they keep having him as the opening day starter. But to me, in all honesty, I think Castillo might be our 4th best pitcher. I think that there's other guys that I trust a little bit more. When Brian Wu is healthy, I like him. I like George Kirby and Logan Gilbert more than Luis Castillo. Now, obviously, I think Castillo is probably just on the same level as Bryce Miller, and we have a top 5 staff that's great, but I don't think Castillo is a 1 anymore. He doesn't really have the aura and the vibe where he gets 8, 9, 10 strikeouts like he used to. Now it's more like 4 to 7 strikeouts, but you could say that for every starter on the team. We used to have guys that could get to 10 Ks. Now it's almost a miracle if we can get that number. And then we strike out ourselves about 10 to 15 times a game. 2-2 pitch. Ward, little blooper, right in front of Victor Robles. Now you got runners at first and second with 1 out. Should have had that double play. They screwed us, and hopefully they don't get any runs here. Next up is one of their sleeper players, Big Willie Calhoun. And if you remember when we played them just recently, he not only hit a home run early within the first 3 innings, he ended up hitting a walk-off to beat the Seattle Mariners. So you got to be very careful on how you pitch Big Willie Calhoun. Come on, baby. All right, heads up. We got to find a way to get out of this slump. Pitch is inside. 1-0 count. Come on, Luis. Definitely he doesn't have the control today, but you could have said that from the beginning of the year. He's just not the same pitcher that he was, in previous years, and I think a lot of these guys, they want to throw with that high-end velocity, and they're trying to shoot for 100-mile-an-hour pitches every single time. But if you dial it back a little bit and you find a little bit more control and you can find your location, it's okay to go 94, 95 and get a punch out rather than trying to, throw it past, the batter and going through Cal's mitt, trying to pitch 100 to 102, but the ball is going all over the place. And most of the time, it's not even in strike zone territory. Because we already know that, Castillo can throw heaters, Miller can throw heaters, right? Wu can throw heaters. Kirby is more of a location guy, and Logan is just kind of good at everything. Popped up to Victor Robles, 2 away. Keeps Luis Rengifo honest at second base. Good job. Let's go. 2 away, baby. Next up for the Angels, second baseman, Brandon Drury. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Let's go, baby. All right, we're at 12. We got 10 people in the room that haven't smashed the like button just yet. Let's go. We need 7 more to hit the goal within the first hour. We're at 13 likes. 7 more to hit 20. Let's go, baby. Runners at first and second in the top of the first, 2 outs. First pitch to Brandon Drury, inside at the knees, 1-0 count. Already 20 pitches for Luis Castillo. Terrible start, but we still haven't given up any hits that have impacted us for RBIs or runs yet. Pitch on the high zone, should have been a strike, but called ball, 2-0 count. This ump is not giving us any calls. Like these borderline calls, we're not getting them. We should have already had a double play. They challenged it and we lost, which is wild to me. I mean, it was very, very close, but I think it was close enough to give us the double play. 2-0 pitch. Pitch there on the corner in the zone for a strike. Finally, this ump is clearing out his eyes, put his contacts in, and hopefully he can see. Let's go, baby. .095 average, 0 homers and 0 ribbies against the Mariners this year. So we assume that Drury won't do anything here. 2-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 3-1 count. Come on, Castillo. Let's go, baby. I didn't wear this Griffey jersey for nothing. Also, I ended up wearing it because, around this time period, that's when Ken Griffey Jr. ended up getting enshrined into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Drury fouled off. Now the count is 3-2. DX with the tenor. Appreciate you. I'm doing good, man. Woke up super early, around 7 a.m. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. And went for some early walks with my pup and did a lot of reading. Got prepped for this particular stream. I'll end up watching AEW Blood and Guts, obviously later on this afternoon. And big swing and a miss. Got him. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. At least Castillo doesn't give up the big play. There we go. That definitely was way too many pitches for the top of the first inning, but at least we're not down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0 right out of the gates, because if that was the case, the game's fucking over. So at least that's how it's been as of late. So nice job, Luis Castillo. Nice job, La Piedra. Leading off for the Mariners at third base, we need you to get back to your former self, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Batting second, playing center field, Victor Robles. And Victor has been the most consistent hitter since joining the starting lineup very recently. Keep it up, Victor. And batting third, the best player that's left that's not injured, not named J.P. Crawford or Julio Rodriguez, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And I think this would be a great day to bring some electricity in the box, and maybe, if we're lucky, we'll get a Cal Raleigh home run here today. Kind of feels like a home run day for Cal to me. So we'll see. I don't know if he'll be able to get it with anybody on, but if it ends up being a 2-run blast or a 3-run blast, that could end up being the difference between us winning and losing this game. Let's go. I'm ready. Let me know what you want to do for photos, my guy, and I got you. And that 10-game lead that we had, on the Houston Astros evaporated so quickly. And if you actually look at the standings, the Rangers are creeping up on our heels now too. So it is going to be a 3-team race, from now to the end of the year. And if we're not careful, we might not make the playoffs. It's definitely very possible, that we'll be close, for a wild card spot if Houston ends up taking the division, where we might end up barely missing the playoffs by like 1 or 2 games like we did last year. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen. We have to stay afloat, and we just have to tread water while we wait for Julio and JP to come back. And then pray that we pull the trigger on some names at the trade deadline. All right, baby, let's go. And on the mound for the Angels, 3-10 record. 5.20 ERA, Griffin Canning. So this is definitely a game that we could definitely should see some opportunities for the Seattle Mariners, even though we do strike out the most out of any team in baseball. First pitch from Canning to Rojas. In there for a strike looking, 0-1 count. Come on, Josh, we need you, baby. Oh, 1 pitch. Pitch is inside at the knees, 1-1 count. The only problem is that we would probably have to give away 3 or 4 top 100 prospects in our farm system, and I don't know if that's worth it because we have so many holes on the team. Do we really want to give away 4 potential starters, for maybe just one guy? And then what happens if it's only a rental, where the contract is only for this year and then he may sign somewhere else next year, kind of like with Juan Soto. Chances are he's not going to stay on the Yankees after this year. He'll go to the Dodgers. So, we have to be very careful, in the contract to see, how long, how much money, and what we're giving up. But I would love Vlad on the Mariners. Popped up, 1 away. I just don't want to have to give up everything to get him. Otherwise, that's going to really hurt our future of the roster. And even if we ended up grabbing Vlad this year, we're not good enough to go to the World Series or win the World Series this year, even if we added Vlad and Luis Robert Jr., which isn't going to happen. We're not going to get both. But even if we were to get both, we're not in position to be able to go all the way yet. We're getting better as the years are going on, but we're still not a championship caliber team. We're a playoff team, but I don't know if we're a championship World Series contender like the Yankees, Orioles, and the Guardians are so far this year. Victor Robles keeping his hot streak alive, baby. I like it. This is the hottest Seattle Mariner, and thank God, because we needed someone to step up for Julio Rodriguez in center field, and Victor is going to do that offensively and defensively. That a boy, Victor Robles. Let's go. Nice job. That's good for my fucking mental health. Nice job, Victor. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Can we get a home run right here? Can we go yard and go 2-0 Mariners? That would be great. Let's go. Yeah, but even with guys like Harry Ford, he might not be ready yet. We got Lazaro Montes that can play in left field or right field. You got Harry Ford that can play catcher, DH, third base, second base, or shortstop. And then obviously you got Cole Emerson and Cole Young, and you got those two guys that can play shortstop and second base. So the future, it's very bright. This is the best farm system the Mariners have ever had collectively. So that's why we have to be very careful. If we only had 1 or 2 guys in the farm that were good, I would say, fuck it, trade those guys. But when you end up having like 8 guys that are in the top 100 out of all 30 teams, and 8 of them are on the Seattle Mariners out of 100, that's crazy. So, we have to wait and see. Pitch is high, 1-1 count to big dumper. Let's go, baby. But one thing is for sure, Cal Raleigh should end up getting a huge contract in a couple years and be a Mariner for life. Because if you're not willing to pay a guy like Cal Raleigh, being a clutch hitter, a great defender, obviously someone that, gives good mental health to the pitchers when they start losing their aura and their vibe and their confidence, and the best clutch hitter in the 7th inning and beyond. He's had more memorable big moments for the Mariners in the last 3 years since any player, probably since Ichiro. So I hope that the organization isn't stupid and they can give a contract. It doesn't have to be as big as Julio's, but they should reward big dumper Cal Raleigh. If they don't, I'm going to be super pissed. Because even with Harry Ford waiting in the wings, Harry Ford is not going to be better than Cal Raleigh, in my opinion. I think Cal is going to be he already is a top 5 catcher, in my opinion. And I think that after Salvador Perez gets a little bit older, it'll be Cal and Adley Rutschman in the All-Star games as the catchers in the American League. So we just need Cal's batting average to go up from 200 to 215 to 250 to 300. And then there won't be any debate on, if he should be in the All-Star game or not. And he does strike out a lot, Cal Raleigh. But, hey, everyone on the team fucking does. So that is big facts. Bottom on the first, 0-0 Angels and Mariners. Runner at first, 1 away. Ooh, Eric Jones, good choice. Let's go. Guard was a bad signing. Polo was a bad signing. The only really good trade in the offseason was the Luke Raley for Jose Caballero. But Luke Raley has been struggling as of late. So, again, the whole team is struggling. What can you say? At some point, you're going to have a month where you're very, very good. Big swing and a miss. There goes Cal Raleigh. And it shows you how hard baseball really is. It's the hardest sport to play. When you got a pitcher that can pitch 5 or 6 different pitches from 90 to 100 miles an hour and you don't know what's coming, a lot of guys, are having a hard time, getting on base. But again, you could be a multimillionaire and you get 3 hits out of 10. If you end up getting 1 hit out of 10 or 2 out of 10 and you're batting 100 or 200, you might be fucking unemployed or being in the farm system in AAA. So the difference between getting paid big dollars is literally 1 hit, 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. It's not like we have guys that are batting 700 in MLB going 7 for 10, at their at-bats. So, it's very difficult, but hopefully we can tread water and find a way. Next up, Jorge Polanco. Robles sliding into second late, safe. There we go. Nice job, Victor. We got Jorge Polanco here in the box. Let's go, Polo. Obviously, you're the first Mariner to booed in probably 15 years. But again, after the boos for about a month, he had 3 productive games back to back to back where he got at least 2 hits and a lot of quality RBIs. He's been able to punch in a rare home run from time to time. Still a little bit of a liability, I think at defense. But again, we really don't have any other options unless we want to bring up a guy from single A, high A, double A, or triple A. But they may not be ready yet, like Lazaro Montes or Harry Ford or Cole Young or Colt Emerson. Those guys are more exciting, but again, when you're in single A, high A, double A, triple A, that's a whole nother ball game than going up to the pros and the major leagues, and I think everyone knows that as well. Well, Garv and Polo were both around 10, 11 million for 1 year, so definitely too much money. But also the Mariners don't really spend a whole lot of money out of their payroll and their profits. I ended up seeing a list, and there's some teams that end up spending, 70, 80% of their payroll and profits. I think the Mets are number 1. They spend like 87% of their profits in payroll, right? But it doesn't really work for them. They end up sucking still. So you got to be kind of what the Dodgers and the Phillies are, where you're in the top 10 in payroll, but you're like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. You're not at the top, but you're not at the bottom. You're still in the top 10. But the Mariners usually only, we're in the kind of the bottom 10, where we're only spending like 40 to 46% of our payroll and profits. We need to get that number up to like 60 to 70%. They need to spend, more money for 2 big players. So imagine if we could end up having like enough money where they weren't selfish about just profiting, and then we could afford a Vlad Jr. and a Luis Robert Jr. added to this lineup, and then we would be a really fucking good team. We could contend probably as one of the top teams in the American League if we could afford 2 more quality all-star type of players. But unfortunately, the Mariners are cheap as fuck, and they've always been that way. And whenever they decide to spend money, it's on the wrong fucking guy, like a Robinson Cano, where we get him from the Yankees and then he comes over already kind of getting, I don't want to say he was past his prime. He was still kind of in his prime, but it's different when you're batting next to Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada and Bernie Williams. And then you come to the Mariners when we have a bunch of trash players. So hopefully in the near future, they'll be able to spend the money and spend it the right way. But, we'll have to wait and see. For the Mariners organization, it's like do the bare minimum, and then if we end up, overachieving, then the front office tries to take credit. But we all know it's all 54% because that's kind of the effort that they give us year in and year out. Not a whole lot. End of the first inning, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. Let me get some Eric Jones up here for you. Appreciate you. We're at 10, 90 to go. Pitch in there for a strike. Demoniac. 0-1 count. And I'll get you a few more photos once we get into the next commercial break. I appreciate you. Moniak, dribbler right up the middle. And it seems like it doesn't matter who we go up against, good hitter, bad hitter, everyone's getting hits on the Mariners. And with that being said, we still have a top 3, top 5 pitching staff. But again, if they could give them a little bit more relief, knowing that we could actually score 4 or 5 runs in return, instead of, maybe we can get to 4 runs every few games. But, I think the pitchers would be a little bit more relaxed. And I think a lot of them are on edge, because when pitchers give up 1, 2, 3 runs, that's kind of expected. You don't expect them to put up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but most teams have the ability to get 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits or more. Unfortunately, the Mariners aren't one of those teams. Next up, shortstop, Zach Neto. Pitch in there for a strike. Behind in the count, 0-2. Come on, La Piedra. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. We're at 10, 90 to go. All right, looks like we need 6 more to get to 20, 5 more to get to 20. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Share with the like and the share with the Twitter/X post. Appreciate you. All in the corner for a strike. Oh, that was a ball? Boo. God, this ump is terrible today. We have so many pitches that one actually was a ball, but it was on the corner. Could have been 50-50 either way, but we're definitely not getting any of the 50-50 calls on the side of the zone. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is inside. 2-2 count. Get a few more of these Eric Jones loaded for you. Throw to first. Safe. Come on, baby. We need this. Come on, La Piedra. We need you. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Runner goes. Got him. Double play. They got a strikeout, and you tried to run on us. Not today. Cal Raleigh, one of the top defensive catchers in baseball. Probably the best one, if we're really being honest. Nice job, Cal Raleigh. Go look at the stats. He is money. And in his rookie year, he wasn't the greatest, but the last 2 years, he's definitely improved dramatically as a defensive catcher. Nice job, Cal Raleigh. A nice grab there by Polo. Sometimes Polo is a little awkward, out there, a little clumsy. So good thing he didn't drop the ball there from that Cal Raleigh throw. I would rather have Cal throwing to JP rather than Polo at second base, but it is what it is. There we go. 2 away. Good start. Next up, catcher, Matt Theis. 1-1 count to Theis. One pitch. Pitch is outside, and that one was called a strike. I don't know if that was a makeup call, but that one was clearly ball. Come on, baby. Smoke him, baby. 1-2 pitch. Got him. There we go. That's the Castillo that I'm used to seeing. There we go. Nice job, Luis Castillo. About time, damn it. Luis Castillo, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Nice job. Keep it going. We're going to need you because if we have any chance of winning this game, we don't really know what that hot inning is going to be. And again, when we score 1 to 3 runs, the record is not good for the Seattle Mariners. We have like 4 wins and almost 40 losses. So, we have to get to 4. And again, there might be times where we can end up squeaking out a 1-0 win or a 2-1 win or a 3-2 win. But in most cases, when we have scenarios that are presented to us, we are usually the team that ends up losing in that scenario. So I hope we can get to 4 runs and 7 to 10 hits because that's the magic number today. All right, baby, let's go to the bottom of the second. Let's see who's up here for the Seattle Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, playing right field, Mitch Haniga, who's another guy that should probably be deactivated. They should have deactivated him before Ty France, but, it is what it is. Batting second, coming up from AAA in his second game, DHing for Seattle, a guy that I like, Jason Vossler. got a hit in his first major league game yesterday, and hopefully he can go 2 for 4 or 1 for 4 today. Let's go, Voss. And batting third, our brand new first baseman that we've got to see a little bit of action early on. This is one of my favorite new players that's on the roster. You know, just like Ryan Bliss, they give you excitement, they give you aura, they give you energy, they give you swag. I'm talking about Tyler Locklear. Let's go, baby. We're going to need that electricity. And if you can end up bringing the Trident home, that could be huge for us. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's try to get to those 20 likes here within the first hour. We got 20 minutes to go. Let's see where we're at. All right, we need 4 more to get to 20. Let's go. Bottom of the second, 0-0, Angels and Mariners. Canning's first pitch to Haniger. Inside, 1-0 count. I got some Eric Jones here for you, DX. Little taste with Napa know-how. 1-0 pitch in the zone for a strike, 1-1 count. Appreciate you with your $10 dono. 90 to go to hit the goal. Appreciate you, brother. Sarah in the building, what's good? Pitch is in there in the zone for a strike. 2-1 count. Come on, baby. Be patient in the box. Go, Haniger. Pitch is low at the knees. 3-1 count. And even if Haniger, can't get a hit, take a walk. Get hit by a pitch. And I think that one thing that I've noticed with Scott Service, we should be bunting more. Because if we're having such a hard problem hitting, why aren't we bunting like 3 or 4 times a game instead of like once every 2 games? We need to make that change. 3-1 pitch. Haniger crushes that one. It's going long. It's going deep. And it's gone. Wow. There we go. For a guy that should have been deactivated before Ty France, he says, look at me. I'm not very good this year. But hey, someone's got to step up for the Seattle Mariners. Let's fucking go. It's Haniger. Oh, my. 1-0 Mariners. I told you we're going to win today. I told y'all. Let's go. I didn't know who was going to be the hero. I didn't know where we were going to get the hits and the runs from, but I didn't wear this throwback Ken Griffey Jr. in this heat for nothing. Let's go Mariners. Woo! Yes. Let's go. That felt really good. 2 more likes to get to 20. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We needed that so fucking bad. Oh, you got Treadwell? Oh, okay. Big swing and a miss for Voss behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Voss. I like Voss because he's a lefty. And they don't have enough photos of him in a Seattle Mariner uniform just yet. He's batting .333. No homers, no ribbies. His second career game in the big leagues. And I'm hoping that he actually makes a spot on this roster because I think that he could be a better DH than Garver. I think he's got a better eye, and I don't assume that he's going to be hitting a whole lot of home runs, but I think that he'll be able to get more single, double, triple opportunities. Garv is not hitting a lot of home runs himself anyway, so you can just have him as the backup catcher. 1-2 pitch to Jason Vossler. Let's go, Voss. Chops that one off himself. Foul. 1-2 count. Come on, baby. I don't know. For me, I don't know about you all, in the room, but I get excited for new players. I get excited for Ryan Bliss. I get excited for Tyler Locklear. I get excited for Jason Vossler. He leads the PCL with 79 ribbies. That's why they brought him up. You got Harry Ford. You got Cole Young, Colt Emerson, right? Lazaro Montez, and all of those guys are supposed to be better than Voss and Bliss and Locklear, just to give you kind of like a peace of mind on where the team is going. And we still think Voss has got some skills. We know Bliss has got skills, right? We know Locklear's got some skills. So this team is going to be looking a lot different in the next couple years. Youth movement. 1-2 pitch. Good eye. Pitch is low and outside. 2-2 count. Brent in the building. How are you? Let's go, baby. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Good to see you in the room, Britt. Good to see you, Sarah. 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Throw to first. I think that should just, I don't know if that was the correct call right there. They need to do a review on that play because I'm not even sure if he went around or if that hit the bat or if it hit the dirt. I think they might have to do a replay there. I love the youth movement. I mean, I know some people love the OGs, the Ty Francis and the Mitch Hanigers, and I get it, but again, we made a mistake with Polo. We made a mistake with Garver. Rojas and Rayleigh were good at the beginning of the year, not so much right now, but they still deserve to be playing offensively, and defensively. Robles has been a gem, you know what I mean? So, Demo probably shouldn't be playing for us at this point. He should be probably be a bench guy, but again, we just have to be able to tread water while we're waiting for JP to come back, he'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks, which is really going to hurt us. And then unless Rojas gets back to hitting 300, 350 like he did at the beginning of the year in the 9-hole, and then Julio should be back within 2 weeks, 10 to 14 days, hopefully. So now they're doing a review here. They said Vossler struck out swinging, and then they had to do the throw to first, but that was a very questionable play. Like everyone was looking at the ump, like, what do we do? Like Voss looked at the ump, the catcher looked at the ump, first baseman was looking at the ump. They didn't even know what to do, and then they're like, oh, we might as well throw it to first. Rough at bat for Voss, but I do like him though. You can kind of get vibes about a player. But the two guys that I like the most, as far as young guys that have played on the roster this year, this is number one, Tyler Locklear, and then Ryan Bliss, hopefully will get a chance at some point, is number 2. But we know Ryan Bliss still has problems hitting. I think his best features are his speed and his defense, but he still hasn't really found himself as a hitter. And then with Locklear, his benefit is going to be hitting, and then defense, he still needs a little bit of work. But I think that, we have such a problem with hitting, it obviously makes sense to have Locklear in the lineup. 1-0 pitch to Locklear. Check swing. Did he go? And he went around, supposedly, 1-1 count. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday. I think a lot of people want Vlad Jr., but, are we going to be able to get him? And that's the big question. The Blue Jays are not going to just give him up for nothing. They're going to try to get a lot in return. Not just like an average amount, but like an insane amount. Like they would probably try to get, Harry Ford, Lazaro Montes, Cole Emerson, and Cole Young. There's no way in hell I'm going to give up 4 top 100 prospects for Vlad. Sorry. Like, I get it that Vlad is a good player and whatnot, but just because we get Vlad doesn't mean we're going to the World Series or we're going to the ALCS. I mean, shit, even if we ended up getting 3 players, like if we got Luis Robert Jr., Bo Bichette, and Vlad, we still wouldn't be able to make it to the World Series. And that's just being honest. We still got a little ways to go. We're a playoff team or a fringe playoff team, a team that could win the division, but we still got a long ways to go to find out the right lineup, 1 through 9. There goes Tyler Locklear. 2 away. But don't worry, I would be pretty confident to get Boston and Locklear. They both will be able to get a hit before this game is over. Next up, left fielder Luke Rayleigh. So Luke. And the Mariners have the day off tomorrow, so I am going to be streaming the Dodgers tomorrow at 1. It's Clayton Kershaw's first game back from the injury in 2024. First game this year. So I definitely am not going to miss that. I know my dad will be watching as well. So we'll be doing Dodgers and Giants, a huge heated rivalry from many, many years. So, and that'll be around the same time, around 1 o'clock Pacific. And then once we get back to Friday, then we're going to be going back to the Mariners. No days off, baby. 0-2 pitch to Luke Rayleigh. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 1-2 count. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Mariners. About 5 minutes ago, we had a Mitch Haniger solo dinger. Very unexpected. Probably should have been the first player that got deactivated before Ty France. France is more valuable than Mitch Haniger. But the problem is that Locklear was already, kind of waiting in the wings, and we still have a problem in the outfield, and then we have another injury with Julio. So I think that's the reason why they decided to hang on to Haniger just slightly longer. Popped up, 3 Angels converting. They almost run into each other, and that is out number 3. The damage is done. 1-0 Seattle. Go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Let's see where we're at. We're just approaching the 1 hour mark within about 10 minutes. We need one more like to hit the goal. We're at 19. So if you haven't smashed the like, there we go. We hit the goal with 10 minutes to spare. We're at 20. Next goal will be 30. And then if we hit 30, we're going to shoot for 40. 30 to 50 overall. But anytime we play in the early afternoon, I know views might be a little limited. And let's go through these Eric Jones photos one more time for DX with his $10 dono. Anything else that you want to be able to see, let me know. And then we got 90 to go on the donos, and then another 10 likes to hit the next goal to be at 30. Let's go, baby. Tampa, no hell. That's my boy. Chase Elliott and Eric Jones, DX. All right, let me delete those, make some more room. End of the second inning, 1-0 Mariners, baby. We needed that too, just for our confidence, just getting our ass kicked. And it just seems like lately, we haven't been able to win game 1 and game 2, that we have to give everything that we have in our souls just to try to find a way to win game 3 so we don't get swept. And I don't want to start, a bad statistic of us starting to get swept over and over and over because the Rangers are right around the corner and the Astros already took the lead from us. Next up, right fielder, Joe Adele. Batting second, 0 for 0 with a base on ball. First baseman, Nolan Chanel. And third baseman, Luis Rengifo. Let's go, Mariners. Oh, number 1 in throwing guys out, huh? 19, and that's number 1 in Major League Baseball. The best defensive catcher is in Seattle, and his name is Big Ducker. He's leading the team in home runs, RBIs, and he's the best defensive catcher, and he didn't make the All-Star game, please. That's just a bunch of Northwest hate. But again, Salvador Perez is getting a little old, and eventually it'll be Adley Rutschman starting, and then Cal Raleigh as a backup. And then if Adley ends up getting injured, then Cal will end up starting down the road. But I want him to be a Seattle Mariner for life, and I haven't felt that way about a player in a long, long time. Obviously, Julio's got the long-term deal, to be here for 10 to 15 years. But we definitely better lock up guys like Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, and Cal Raleigh. I mean, these are the cornerstones of the franchise. Let's go, baby. Top of the third, 1-0 Mariners. Sydney in the building. What's good? 2-2 pitch to Joe Adele. Nice punch out. Let's go. Bam, 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 bam. Maurice the Moose is happy about that. Let's go. Yes, sir. La Piedra, baby. Nice job. Chanwell. Pitch is inside on the corner to Chanwell. 2-0 count. Three-0 count to Chanwell. Come on, Castillo. Man, I wish I had a next-gen system. Pitch is inside. 3-1 count. Should have been a walk. I mean, I'm over here as an OG, born in the 80s and whatnot. And so I got like Nintendo 64. I got like my Nintendo, from back in the day. But really the system I play the most is PS2, just for throwback games. But hopefully one day I'll be able to get a PS5 when the new Grand Theft Auto drops, and then hopefully at that point I can get college football, a couple sports games, maybe even a racing game like a NASCAR game. But again, if it comes down to taking care of Paisley and then maybe getting a used truck first, of course a PS5 would be great, but getting a used vehicle, obviously is a little bit more on the priority list. But I got enough gaming in when I was a kid, so. I mean, shit, when I was growing up, I was playing for like 8 to 10 hours a day for like 10 years in a row of my life. So I literally had like every fucking system. That one charging into foul territory. There we go. 2 away. But I started off with the Atari 2600, then Nintendo, and then Sega, right? And then Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, except I don't have the 5. I had the Dreamcast. Xbox. But maybe one day when maybe when we get to another level of support from the fans, with donos and viewership and whatnot, maybe at that point down the road I'll be able to get one. Then I might be able to do gaming on the channel or start a side channel for gaming. Down the road, and or just playing against people on the channel. I know they would love that. They've been asking me to do that for years, but I got to be able to do a lot of reading and film study and focus on the sports and wrestling and life, and then that is going to be secondary. Pitch is high and inside, 1-1 count. Anything used and cheap, literally I haven't had a vehicle, for about a year. The vehicle that I did have ended up breaking down, so I just sold it. But I don't really have necessarily a need, for one. And obviously, it's very expensive with insurance and gas, and whatnot. But I'm probably just trying to find something, in the next year or so that's not that expensive, like literally like $1,000 to $3,000. Obviously I've been grinding almost every day, and we just want to try to be able to get to the next level with the support and the donos. But I'm just trying to be able to get some kind of vehicle so that way I can take Paisley to the beach and we can go on adventures together. But I got a little ways to go, but I got all of my debt that I owed taken care of. I mean, it took me a year since I've been here to get out of that debt. So now it's just pretty much making sure I get other things. I got a credit card that I need to pay off for a couple grand, but once I get that all situated, then hopefully I'll be able to get a used truck, and then me and Paisley will go on some adventures, and you guys will have some photos and videos of that. Wild pitch. Runner advances to second base. Shanwell, the second on that pass ball by Big Dumper. Yeah, I think that we can still make the playoffs, but things are getting tough. J.P. Crawford is out 4 to 6 weeks, Jacob. Julio's gone for about 2 weeks. And we got to make a move at the deadline. But again, I know the Astros and the Rangers, it's going to be a 3-team race. And either we're going to win the division, we're going to get a wild card, or we're barely going to miss the playoffs like last year by like a game or two. And I hope that's not the case. And that's a walk. Come on, Louise. Next up, DHing for the Angels, Big Willie Calhoun. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. We'll try to get to 30 likes. We're at 10, 90 to go. That one chopped foul, thank God. Calhoun pulled that ball, 254 average, 4 homers and 16 ribbies, and 2 of those 4 home runs were in one game against the Mariners, including a walk-off. Yeah, I'm excited for Kershaw. He might be shitty in his first start. He might give up a lot and only last a couple innings, but it'll just be cool to see him out there. And that's my dad's favorite player, after the Sandy Koufax, era from back in the day. So Mariners got the day off. It's the Giants and Dodgers, good rivalry. Why not? So I'll be doing that tomorrow. And I try to do about 5 to 10 Dodger games throughout the year. And I try to do out of the 162 games for the Mariners, about 150. So that one, line drive to Victor Robles. There we go. We leave 2 stranded. There we go. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 Mariners. Yeah, I got a link also too if you ever want to watch races, on your phone and whatnot. I mean, obviously, if you have work, you have to work and whatnot. But if you take like a bathroom break or you're on a lunch break or wherever, but I got links for basketball, baseball, football, hockey, right, and wrestling, and then I have a separate one that is specifically for NASCAR and F1, and it's got motorcycle, fucking like anything related, to either bikes or vehicles, whether it's like they have the championships there in Washington for like the dirt bikes. And then they have F1 on there. They got NASCAR Cup. They got the trucks. They got the Xfinity. It's pretty much anything related to a vehicle on that other secondary link. And it works great. You got like a pop-up. You just close it out. Boom, you're good to go. So it looks like me and Britt, got you if you need any linkage. All right, next up for the Mariners. Let's see who's up. Go to the bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Mariners. Next up for Seattle, in the 9-hole, shortstop Dylan Moore. Batting second, 0 for 1, third baseman Hollywood Josh Rojas. And batting third, the most consistent hitter on the Mariners within the last few weeks, center fielder Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. Keep it going, baby. Go, baby. Let's keep fighting. But I had to switch up the bandana. I had to throw up on the throwback Griffey jersey. I'm sick and tired of the Mariners losing, and sometimes you got to make a change. Some extra good luck. And it's been rough the last couple weeks here for the Mariners. So I'm going to have to find a way to get a dub here, and so far so good. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Seattle. 0-1 pitch to Dylan Moore. From Canning, fouled back, behind in the count, 0-2. Pitch from Canning to Moore. Line drive. Woo, good defense there by Zach Neto. One away. Timo is a player that probably shouldn't be in the starting lineup, but when you got injuries to JP and Julio and everyone's been struggling, you got to throw different guys in there, so it is what it is. Next up, leading off, third baseman, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Yeah, I know. We're literally about a week away from the Hall of Fame game. And even though a preseason game, you're not going to really see a lot of the starters out there. It's a lot of rookies and third and fourth stringers. But we're going to be doing plenty of NFL preseason games here on the channel. I'm not going to forget, obviously, about the MLB and the Mariners. But, when we get football opportunities, we're definitely going to take advantage of that. Lots of NFL this year, lots of college football. And not only that, lots of NFL reaction videos and college football reaction videos too. So I'll be a very busy man, but I feel it'll help us grow with the channel as well. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss to Hollywood Rojas, 2-2 count. And as everyone knows, there's, obviously the most competition, during football season because there's more people that kind of come out of the woodworks to do football than any other sport as far as streaming. So there'll be a lot of competition, but I'm confident that we'll still be able to grow and be able to have good vibes throughout the season. Pitch is outside. 3-2 count. Count is full. Yeah, 1-0. Mitch Haniger, Brian, with a solo dinger. We're winning today. 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits is the magic number, but this feels like a game where we might be able to score 1-3 and win. Rojas with a walk. Here we go. But one thing that I've noticed with the Seattle Mariner team, let's bunt a little bit more. We're very successful at it when we do it. And I know it sounds crazy to bunt 3 or 4 times a game, but hell, if we're striking out as often as we are, 10 to 15 times a game, we're grounding out, we're popping up, let's do some more bunting. Next up, the hottest hitter on the Mariners, center fielder, Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. I would have never expected Victor to be this good on the Mariners, but at least someone is hitting. And at least that we have someone we can look at and be like, okay, we got to play like Robles. He's been very, very good in the box. He's been seeing the baseball great. He used to be a good player 4 or 5 years ago for the Nationals, and we pretty much picked him up for a bag of Cheetos, not expecting anything, and he's exceeded the expectations tenfold. He's batting .297, 1 homer, and 5 ribbies in limited action. NWSL Fantasy Football is going on now for the 5th or 6th year. I don't even know what exactly year that we're in. We've been doing it 5, 6, 7 years. It's been a long time, maybe 8 years that we've been doing it. But obviously, as we get into the last preseason game, then we'll do the draft. Because I don't want to do the draft early because sometimes guys get hurt in that last preseason game. And the last thing I'm going to do is draft a motherfucker that ends up getting hurt in the last preseason game. So, but we'll definitely be doing that. We'll have a 10-man league. It'll be me, the winner, Reflect, and then I'll have 8 spots open. And then I'll end up making a video if you're interested in joining. And then I'll end up sending emails, obviously, to the people that get selected and chosen. And I'll have a couple females that are in the tournament as well. So it's not going to be like all dudes. We'll usually have a couple females a part of the league as well if they want to participate. Popped up. Drury is there, 2 away. A very rare outing with Victor Robles not getting a hit. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Is it time for a Cal Raleigh home run, 2-run blast? This would be a great time to do it. Let's go, Cal. We have the same exact record, essentially, as the Astros, and the Rangers now have crept up, and they're only 3 games behind us. Scary, since we're not going to have J.P. Crawford for a month and a half, 4 to 6 weeks, and Julio's gone with an injury for probably 10 to 14 days. So this guy right here, big dumper Cal Raleigh, leading the team in home runs, 20, leading the team in RBI, 62, and leading all catchers in baseball with runners thrown out at second with 18 or 19. We got to have some good looks in the box like this from our guy, Big Dumper. But he can't do it by himself. We need help. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. I mean, you pretty much gave him the title. It was going to be between me and him. But, having that piece that, he didn't draft, that was just sitting there. Tyron should have been a person that you would have just left on your bench for the rest of the season, whether you play him or not, or he got hurt. But just letting him go to waivers and having someone pick him up and then having Reflect pick him up. Because I know if I would have got him, I probably would have won. But I could have won, in the championship if I didn't, end up making a bonehead move with a couple of my spots. But, having an injured Baker Mayfield and, having him and Mike Evans together, and I could have ended up going for like the Vikings backup quarterback and, a Raiders backup running back. But sometimes you go with who you feel comfortable with. But I'll learn from my mistakes as well. And I'm definitely going to be trying to go for the crown this year. I haven't finished any worse than third in any year that I've done it, but I haven't won in a few years, so I'm definitely hungry to win. Darren in the building, what's good? What was the mentality of why you let him go? Did you just think that he wasn't going to play the rest of the season, and then you just let him go prematurely? That was a kind of a head scratcher to me, because that was a guy that could put up 20 to 40 points in fantasy when he was on the field. So it's like one of the best guys in, top 10 running backs, once he actually started playing. So if you ended up having him as like your RB1 or RB2, it was a huge advantage. And I obviously went heavy wide receiver, so I had to go against that when I went against him. But again, if I would have made the correct moves, I still could have won even with him with Kyron. So, but you got to respect, you got to make the right move at the right time, and you're either going to win or, you're going to get runner-up. 3-2 count to big dumper Cal Raleigh. We're going to win today. I got the King Griffey Jr. throwback, right? I got the new bandana going. We're winning today. Yeah, but if they don't list him as, out for the year, you never want to get rid of a player that has that kind of talent. Top 10 running back talent, as long as it doesn't say, he's on the injured list and he's out for the year, you always hang on to a guy on the bench, and just leave him there. I mean, even if he won't play for a month, eventually, you'll be able to get him back. But you live and you learn, But that's definitely the number one rule. You never get rid of a top talent guy, unless it's like, oh, they broke their leg, oh, they got an Achilles, or they pulled an Aaron Rodgers. Then there's no reason to keep him, unless you're nostalgic and you just want Aaron Rodgers on your roster after you drafted him, to be a part of your championship squad, or you pick up guys that you release. Like I ended up picking up Mark Andrews after he had a season-ending injury, but I threw him on my bench at the end of the year just so that if I won, that Mark Andrews would be a part of the team that that I managed and whatnot. So I know some of y'all do that too. So. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Mariners, runner at first, 2 outs, 3-2 counts at Cal Raleigh. I really would love a 2-run jack right here to make it 3-0 Mariners. But usually Cal is going to be better in the 7th inning and on, so it would be rare for him to hit it here. 3-2 pitch from Canning to Raleigh. Got him. Fuck. End of the 3rd inning, 1-0 Mariners. Take a look at some pitching stats so far. All right, Griffin, 3-10 record with an ERA of 5.20. There's no excuses for us not to be able to, win against a team like this, but we've had our woes. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 5 Ks. 56 pitches, 35 strikes with an ERA now down to 5.13 for Griffin Canning. So Canning's got 5 Ks. And let's take a look at Luis Castillo. Where's Luis sitting at the moment? Luis Castillo, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 Ks. So again, it's like our pitchers really can't get 8 to 10 Ks anymore. Whether it's Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, Muwu, or Miller, it's all like 4 to 7 Ks, and then we just have to pray for a lot of pop-ups and ground-outs. All right, end of the 3rd, 1-0 Mariners. Let's go. We're winning today, baby. We're not getting swept. Not today. If I'm sweating in the studio here with the Griffey throwback instead of wearing a cutoff shirt here in summertime, we're winning. Something had to change. I took a shower, and I was like, all right, something's got to change here today. I got to change up the wardrobe. Here we go. And we got a 1-0 lead out of it. All right, here we go. 0 for 1 with the K. Second baseman, Brandon Drury. Batting second, center fielder, 1 for 1, Mickey Moniak. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, shortstop, Zach Neto. Let's go, Mariners. All right, we're at 23 likes. We need 7 more to get to 30. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Now we're at 24. Thank you. 6 more to hit the goal to get to 30. With guys like Saquon Barkley, I wouldn't normally draft a player like that. I take a chance on him every 3 or 4 years as like an RB3, just because he gets hurt a lot. He's very aggressive in the way that he runs, but with his genetics and his legs, it seems like he gets hurt. Obviously, you would think he would have better stats on the Eagles than the Giants, right? But it also depends on how many carries and attempts he gets, and there is no more Jason Kelce up front. So the offensive line is still going to be better than the Giants, but it's not going to be the same type of offensive line with some of those pieces. So I would limit expectations on Saquon Barkley. Will he end up being a top 5 running back? I don't know. I think there's a chance for him to be top 12, maybe top 10, but I wouldn't guarantee that he's going to be like number 1, number 2, number 3 just because he's on the Eagles. You definitely want to, visit that when, the time comes. And I could think of a bunch of running backs that I would rather have than Saquon, but at least Saquon is in a different change of scenery. And as long as that offensive line does a good job and they give him 20 carries a game or close to that, he should have a decent season as long as he doesn't get hurt. That's my personal opinion. But again, for me, he gets a little bit too hurt for me on a year-to-year basis for me to draft him every year. But I do take a chance on him, every 3 to 4 years. If he, and I won't have him as my RB1. He'll be like my third or fourth running back, like the guy you put in the flex, or maybe an RB2, but not my RB1. Top of the fourth, 1-0 Mariners, runner at first, 1-0 count to Mickey Moniak. Pitch is outside, 2-0 count. Exactly. DX with a fiver. Ooh, 37th. How the hell did you do that? That one chopped up. Back. Nice catch. There we go. One away. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little cactus jack. Bang, bang. $5 holla. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. Appreciate you very, very much. We're at 15:85 to go. Nice job by Luke Raley there in the outfield to shield the sun out of his eyes with those stunner shades and not drop that ball. Next up is shortstop Zach Neto, 0 for 1 with a K at his last at-bat. Talladega draft effect. Okay. Neto popped up, fading foul into the 10th row. Nice souvenir for a fan there. Seven more likes to get to 30. Let's go, baby. Bare minimum, we want to make sure we're getting to 30. But 30 to 40 would be great. Top of the fourth, 1-0 Mariners with the Mitch Haniger solo dinger within the last 30 minutes. 0-2 pitch. There we go. That's my guy. Napa, no how. Where's the Napa guy, though? But I like taste. Nice job, Castillo. Another K for Louise. Mariner Moose is happy. Thice, right up the middle. First pitch strike. Now you got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Next up for the Angels, right fielder Joe Adell. Thice taking advantage of that first pitch strike. Joe Adell cracks that one foul. Oh, 1 count. 196 average, 15 homers, and 46 ribbies in 2024. Pitches outside. Should have been a ball, but called strike. Seems like we're getting a few makeup calls from the beginning of the game with this ump. Clearly out of the strike zone. Pitches outside, 1-2 count. There we go. Force out at second. I like that. There we go. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-0 Mariners. Love the Napa paint scheme too. Just that color with the blue and the yellow, it just blends in together so well. The fire look. You can have the car be a majority of that dark blue, or you can have the white sprinkled in a little bit, but you got to have that yellow with the Napa there. Very clean. One of the more stylish looks in NASCAR for sure. And I'm always big on father-son combos, like Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. and Bill Elliott and Chase Elliott. So that's kind of another reason why I enjoy Chase Elliott there in the NASCAR Cup Series. Dale Earnhardt Jr. obviously was the first for me. And then now, obviously, with Bill and Chase Elliott. Let's go. Hope you enjoyed those. I would agree to that statement. I mean, there's a few other paint schemes that I like. I mean, there's actually quite a few that I like in NASCAR, but bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Mariners. Next up is Jorge Polanco. Go Polo. We're going to win this game. So, again, we already lost the first two. We're not going to get swept by the Angels. We haven't been swept all year. It's not going to happen today. If we get swept, it'll be by a team that's really fucking good, not the Angels. We'll find a way to dig deep. Let's go, Polo. Oh for 1 with a strikeout in the first. I mean, I'm not really sure if we're going to get to 4 runs and 7 to 10 hits, but it kind of feels like we could end up winning this game 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-2, 3-1, something of that nature, unless we have an explosion in one of these innings, which I hope. But I'm really hoping that we can get 4 runs and 7 to 10 hits, so that way the momentum will carry over into the next series after we have the day off tomorrow. At least the Mariners have the day off. I won't have the day off. I'll be doing the Dodgers and Giants with Clayton Kershaw's first game, obviously here in 2024. There we go, Polo. Go, go, go. I told y'all, my ESP is good. My ESP is good. I won't be right about everything, but we're winning today. There we go. Nice job, Polo. For a guy that got booed and we wanted to get him off the team, now, he's actually starting to contribute. Thank God. Next up, right fielder with the solo dinger a few innings ago, Mitch Haniger. Trident's up, baby. Bring that electricity. Let's go. Come on, Hanny. Come on, baby. Canning on the mound. Mitch Haniger in the box. Bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Mariners. And after your team starts losing over and over and over again, I mean, it does get a little tough. I know some fans are not mentally built tough to watch a team lose and lose and lose. But again, it's a long season. It's 162 games. It's not like the NBA where there's 82, or it's like NFL where it's like 17 to 20 games, depending on how far your team goes, or college football with 11, 12, 13 games, including the bowl game. I mean, this is a very long fucking season. April, and then if you're obviously lucky, you'll be playing in October. So it's obviously half of the year. So you're going to go through ups and you're going to go through downs, and you have to be able to be mentally tough to be able to tread water when things are going fucking bad and be as positive as you possibly can be. 2-1 pitch at the bottom of the zone called ball, 3-1 count. The Ally paint scheme, Bowman's best. And obviously, if you go through the throwback looks of the Home Depot 20 with Tony Stewart fire, I'm not really big into the orange color, but it just was a fire look, for Tony, for smoke, right? Jimmy Johnson in the Lowe's was a good look, right? We had Jeff Gordon in the DuPont. That was a good look, but again, the Napa for me, it's just the colors and the brand with Napa. Like I said, it's not like I go to Napa all the time, but I will travel in Oregon to different Napas to see if they have any like Chase Elliott like cardboard cutouts, and I try to like haggle with the owners to see if they have any like random stuff that I can maybe buy off them that is maybe promotional for the store. And I've had some luck. Again, not a lot of people are going to be doing that, but and sometimes they won't be able to sell it to you or give it to you, but it doesn't hurt to ask, to find like a rare item. Obviously, the Budweiser with Dale Jr. back in the day. Dale Earnhardt with the 3. There's always going to be those looks. Especially the old school, Dale Earnhardt with the Wrangler, back in the, 70s and 80s before he became the Intimidator with the black 3. Pitches outside, 1-0 count to Voss. Jason Vossler. Let's go. 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. Let's go, baby. Let's go, boss. We don't even have any Mariner photos of you, just Tacoma Rainier photos. Let's go. Boss, popped up. Go foul. Go foul. Yes, he missed it, idiot. There we go. There we go. Yeah, baby, let's go, boss. I'm telling you, this Voss kid has got a lot of potential. That's why you want to bring up guys like Voss and Locklear. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby. I told you, Captain. I told you, Mariner fans, that Voss and Locklear would be able to do some damage. And again, they both got hits yesterday, as well as Cade Marlowe. Marlowe obviously is not as good as Locklear and Voss. And I like these new guys coming into the lineup. It gives you a little excitement. And again, Voss is going to take the role of like Ryan Bliss. We had him for a little bit. He got sent down. But maybe Voss will be able to be the regular DH. And if he keeps playing like that, he'll get the job over Mitch Garver. Next up, first baseman Tyler Locklear, another guy that I like. We got bases loaded with no outs. And I told y'all we were going to win today. It's 1-0 Mariners. We got bases loaded, no outs. Worst case scenario, we get 1 run. Best case scenario, we get 4 this inning. Let's go. That's what happens when you take a shower and wear a brand new bandana and a new jersey. You got to switch it up sometimes. That's what the Mariners need to do as well. You got to switch it up. You got to be able to wear a different type of look. A little bit extra luck, extra motivation. Let's go. Yes, I know you want about the current paint schemes. Uh-oh. Double play. It looks like we might only get 1 here if we're lucky. Runners at first and second. Hopefully we don't get anything, but that was rough. Line drive right to the third baseman. Nothing you could do there. Hard hit ball, but just wrong place. Locklear grounded into the double play, and then obviously went to the catcher there. Needed that to go obviously past the infield, and we would have been in business. A little bit bad luck there. But again, we still have a chance to do something here, I hope. You don't want to be able to put up nothing with bases loaded and no outs, but we are the Seattle Mariners, remember. Throw to second, safe. Next up, left fielder Luke Raley. No, not many 5.52 double plays. I agree. 228 average, 11 homers, 29 ribbies for Luke Raley. We just need to get a hit over the shortstop or second baseman's head. Just a little blooper right in front of the left fielder, right fielder, or center fielder. It doesn't even have to be a 3-run jack. I mean, if Raley wants to do that, I mean, that would be great. But we just want to get at least another run. We want to make sure we're trying to get as close to 4 runs as possible because that rally by the Angels is going to happen at some point. That one chopped foul behind the count 0-2. But if there was a team that had bases loaded with no outs and got nothing, it would be us. It's just the way that things have happened to us this year, unfortunately. O2 pitch. Chopper towards first base, foul. And that's been a problem for a lot of the Mariner hitters, not being able to have enough power in the bat to get it past the infield. If you're just going to have a little dribbler in front of the first, second, third baseman and shortstop, we're fucked. Unless they have an error and they drop it. Bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Mariners. Stay positive. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. 0-2 pitch to Luke Raley. Fucking A, Luke. Go foul. Go foul. Thank God. Pitch is low and at the knees. 3-2 count. Three-two pitch, and there goes Luke Raley. But again, we've got ourselves in a great position there to be able to get 1, 2, 3, or 4 runs, and we come up with nothing. We just got to hope that scenario doesn't come up again later in the game. But at least hindsight is 20/20. At least the game is not 0-0. At least the game is not 1-0 Angels. And at least Mitch Haniger ended up going for that, solo dinger. It's not ideal. But again, things are not going to be easy with no J.P. Crawford for 4 to 6 weeks and no Julio for 2 weeks. So we have to be able just to stay afloat, and we have a hard time as it is. And hopefully, we can just put that behind us and then hopefully continue to try to get base hits. And then eventually the RBIs and the home runs are eventually going to come. I mean, it's better to be able to have bases loaded than never get bases loaded and just strike out continuously. So you got to kind of look at it from that, point of view. But we definitely missed an opportunity for a minimum of 1 run with no outs. I mean, if we would have just been able to have a sacrifice fly in the outfield with that double play, kind of fucked us there. But, it is what it is. 1-0 Mariners, end of the 4th inning. Let's see who's up next here for the Angels. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We'll try to get to 30 likes. Are we there yet? Where are we at? Next up for the Angels, 1-for-1 with a base on the ball. First baseman, Nolan Shanwell. Batting second, third baseman, 0-for-2, Luis Rengifo. Second game back from the wrist injury on July 10th when he went to the IL for 10 days. And batting third, left fielder, Taylor Ward. Let's go Mariners. Shanwell, line drive. Right there. Demo, one away. Good defense there by the Mariners. Nice job, Dylan. Let's go, baby. Next up for the Angels, third baseman Luis Rengifo, 0 for 2. Let's make it 0 for 3. Castillo, 4.1 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. So, I mean, if he can get to 7, I think that would be a pretty solid outing. But again, we don't really get 8, 9, 10 Ks anymore, Spaceman. Usually 4 to 7 for all our pitchers. And we have the ability to get 8, 9, 10 Ks with Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, Wu, and Miller. But it just seems like we've been getting a lot of ground outs and pop-ups in 2024 compared to 2022 and 2023. Chopper, throw to first, 2 away. There goes Rengifo. Next up, left fielder Taylor Ward. Yeah, but when you got a top 3 pitching staff in baseball, and you got 5 amazing starters that have records that are at 500 or below 500. If we could just give them some run support, we could have some 7-3 records or 8-4 records instead of seeing all our guys at like 6-8 or 7-7. It's a little depressing, based off the talent that we have, but I don't know. It would just be nice to be able to see a guy with a 10K performance once in a while. And we would get him, in the last couple of years. 2022 and 2023, but now it seems like you get a 10K performance only a couple times a season. You know what I mean? If we had a shitty pitching staff, I wouldn't be talking about it. But again, when you're top 3 in baseball, as far as a staff, because like Castillo normally would throw heaters, right? Bryce Miller would throw heaters. Wu would throw heaters, right? Kirby is a location guy, and then Logan Gilbert just does everything good. Speed and location. He's not really great at anything. He's just really good at everything. He doesn't really have any elite categories, even though he is our all-star this year. But there's nothing that really stands out with him. You're like, oh my God, like he's so much better than the other guys in our starting rotation because, sometimes Kirby looks just as good as Gilbert or vice versa, right? So we just need our guys to stay healthy. And hopefully we can get some run support and these guys can continuously get better and better. But we did end up drafting, a pitcher that can throw from the right side and the left side. That's probably the most interesting prospect the Mariners have drafted in the last 20 years. So I'm definitely excited about his development, and hopefully he'll end up being our number 4 or number 5 guy. And if we're really lucky, maybe he'll end up being like our number 3 guy, from pitching from the right side or the left side, but we're going to have to develop him. But it's definitely a good spot to be on, having a pitcher like that. And we went heavy on the pitching in this draft. So I'm very excited to see where it goes. All right, top of the 5th, 1-0 Mariners, 2 outs, 2-2 count from Castillo to Taylor Ward. That one chopped behind the plate foul. Count remains 2-2. Two pitch. Should have been strike 3, but this ump is fucking terrible. This ump has missed like 8 calls today, and most of them for the Mariners. I would say probably 6 missed calls for the Mariners, and probably 2 or 3 for the Angels. That one chop foul. I mean, I don't think he's necessarily Angel Hernandez, but fuck. But everyone's strike zone box is different. Even though they show the box on the screen, that doesn't mean that the ump's eyes are going to match that. 3-2 pitch. Same spot as that other pitch that should have been strike 3. Let's go. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Mariners. There we go. Nice job, Luis. I think that was K number 6, I believe. Take a look at his stats. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Not great, but not terrible either.
But we're at 0, right? Normally the other team's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So with all things considered, it's been a great day for Luis Castillo. Now we just needed some more insurance with our bats. Let's see who's up next here in the bottom of the 5th. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1, shortstop Dylan Moore. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Come on, Hollywood, get back into it, baby. And batting third, 1 for 2, center fielder Victor Robles, our best hitter on the team as of the last few weeks. Let's go, Victor. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. We're at 15:85 to go. Yeah, and that's all you can ask for, right? You know, you want to have a guy go 6 or 7 innings. You don't want your pitcher to give up 1 to 4 runs within the first 2 innings, and then you already feel the game is fucking over. It's like when other teams, you know, end up getting down 2-0, they can actually hit, and it's not a big deal. When the Mariners get down by 2, it feels like we're down by 4. When we end up getting down by 3, it feels like 6. When we're down by 4, it seems like 8. It's like double because we can't fucking hit and we don't have any hope that anyone's going to do anything, even when we had JP and Julio healthy. So, you know, we have to find the right combination of guys, and maybe it's a blessing in disguise that Julio and JP got hurt. So now we have an opportunity to look at Vossler and Locklear, and hopefully they can, you know, extend their, you know, play here with the Seattle Mariners, and that'll give us 2 extra guys that might be able to step up by the time that those guys come back healthy. 1-0 pitch to Demo. Not one chop foul, but it's very clear we need still, you know, 2 or 3 bats, obviously in this lineup, and I don't know if we're going to do that in the trade deadline. And we could always use another bullpen guy because let's be honest, our bullpen stinks. It's not that good, you know. Brash has been out the whole year. Santos and Stanek are usually good, but have been shaky, you know. And then you got Andres Munoz, who normally is lights out, but sometimes he'll get rocked as well. But it's those guys that come in the 6th and the 7th, like Sauce and a few of these other guys. I just have no faith in those guys. As soon as they come in, they fuck the game up. Like Stanek used to be good. Now he comes in the game and gives up fucking big old bombs and fucking RBIs. And all of a sudden we have a couple runs that took everything to get to that point. And with one dumbass pitch, then we're already losing. You know, it just hurts, you know, when a half inning can kill your game. And that's how baseball works. You know, you could be great for 8 innings, then you bring in a guy, he has a bad half inning with like 4 batters, and then that 3-0 lead ends up being 5-3, and then the game's over. You know, very tough. Bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Mariners. 0 for 1 with a line out in the 3rd for Demo. 3-2 pitch incoming from Canning to Moore. Moore pops it up a mile. Fade foul. There we go. Come on, Demo. And this is a guy that probably shouldn't be in the starting lineup, but with all the injuries that we have to JP and Julio, I guess, you know, you're going to have to rotate guys here and there. Dave in the building. What's good? 3-2 pitch to Demo, who's batting .087 against the Angels. Terrible. But with JP's injury, honestly, you know, if we had a choice between Dylan Moore and Ryan Bliss at shortstop, give me Ryan Bliss. It's not like I hate Demo. I mean, he can end up stealing bags and he can end up being okay on defense, but I would rather go for a young guy that needs more playing time. That's just me personally, you know. But again, Bliss normally will play like second base, but most guys that play second can play short as well. 3-2 pitch to Demo. Almost hit him, and that's a walk. There we go. Almost got hit in the face, but we'll take it. Next up for the Mariners, 3rd baseman, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Come on, baby. Get back to that electricity. Get back to being the player that was batting 300 to 350 in the 9-hole. You were the best player on the team for the first 30 games of the year. And obviously moving you around in the batting order hasn't been good. And you and Luke Raley have been some shit as of late. But I still have faith in my boy, Hollywood Josh Rojas, as well as Luke Raley. Those guys need to get it together. Otherwise, if not, the Astros and the Rangers are going to end up having the lead, and the Mariners are going to have to scratch and crawl back. Obviously, once we get back Julio. Texas only back, 3 games, and we're essentially tied with the Astros after having a 10-game lead on them just a couple weeks ago. Depressing. My Paisley pup is in the studio. Bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Mariners. Runner at first. 0-2 pitch to Rojas. Slow roller, double play. Fuck! Safe at first. At least he ran hard right there. Yeah, it is going to be a 3-team race. There's no doubt about it. The Astros, Rangers, and Mariners, especially with the Mariners' injuries. We were in first place for pretty much the whole year. Now the Astros are getting hot. They're the hottest team since June 1st. The Rangers are starting to get their act together. And there is a chance that if the Mariners don't play well down the stretch and don't make a move at the trade deadline, that we might finish in third after being in first all year. And we barely missed the wild card by a game or two like last year. I hope that doesn't happen, but it could. Just being realistic about things. Bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Mariners. Runner at first, 1 away. And we got Victor Robles with a bunt attempt. And like I keep telling Scott Service, I keep messaging him. I'm like, fucking bunt, motherfucker. Why can't we bunt like 3 or 4 times a game? Like bunting once, every 2 or 3 games is not going to cut it. If we're striking out 10 to 15 times a game, and if we can bunt, and we usually get on 65 to 70% of the time when we bunt, why not bunt more? I know bunting is kind of a lost art in baseball, but I really think that we would be able to produce a lot more if we did. Not many teams game plan against a bunt, and if you execute it perfectly, you can end up scoring runs off of that. Victor Robles popped up and out, 2 away. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Come on, Cal. It's your time, baby. Let's go, big dumper. Dumper! Back! Unbelievable. Did he catch that? Where did he go? Where did the player go? He disappeared. David Blaine, where is he? Did he catch it? Supposedly that was strike 3 or a pop out for out number 3, but he disappeared into the corner there. Did he catch it? And he falls down and hits himself into the wall, and he doesn't drop it. Wow. God, that would have been huge if Cal would have homered right there. I still think Cal's going to have a chance for a homer, in the 7th inning and beyond, but that would have been huge. Damn it, we barely missed that one. End of the 5th, 1-0 Mariners. Fucking David Blaine us there. Next up for the Angels, DHing for LA and the Halos, 0 for 2, Big Willie Calhoun. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a K, second baseman Brandon Drury. And batting third, 1 for 2, center fielder Mickey Moniak. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's try to get to 35 likes. I don't even know if we've hit 30 just yet. Let's see where we're at. And we're at 15:85 to go on the donos. Where are we at right now? We're still 5 likes away from 30. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Now we're at 27. Thank you to the 2 of you. Now we need 3 more to hit 30. Let's go. Paisley Pup has left the studio. She says, Dad, I'm going to go lay on the couch. I honestly think I could manage this team better than Scott. I mean, obviously, I know Scott is a professional, and I'm just a fan since 1985. But for someone that actually reads and watches film and pretty much does every single game from beginning to end, I think there's quite a few people that could do, a better job. And again, Scott might be, a top 15 manager out of 30, but a lot of Mariner fans are kind of fed up with him. And obviously we're more fed up with Jerry DiPoto and management, not as much with Scott. But, for every one good thing Scott does, he does 3 bad things with either keeping a pitcher in too long, making the wrong substitution for a pinch hitter, all the things that we bitch about as fans, either sitting on the couch or behind a computer. John in the building, what's good? Another ball to Big Willie Calhoun, 2-0 count. Top of the 6th, 1-0 Mariners. Chopped off Cal Raleigh's mask foul, 2-1 count. Come on, baby. We need more than one. We got to do our best to get to 4 runs and 7 to 10 hits, because all it's going to take is one good half inning and this game is over for the Mariners. And it's not like they got Shohei Ohtani or Mike Trout right now on the Angels, Not the same team. No excuses. Pitches outside for a strike, which should have been a walk. This ump is fucking terrible. Up, Robles is there in the outfield. Good defense by Victor Robles. There we go. No fly zone. 1 away. Next up for the Angels, second baseman Brandon Drury. I don't mind if an ump is bad as long as he's bad both ways. Keep it consistent. Either, in the strike zone and you get a good ump calling it both ways. But unfortunately, usually it's one-sided. But every once in a while, it'll be bad on both sides, and the guy's just terrible like an Angel Hernandez. Pitch right down the middle. An Angel would end up holding grudges. So if you bitched at him and said something to him, he would remember and write it down. So then the next time that you ended up going up there, or the next time that he sees you, in the next series, he won't forget. And anything that's a ball is a strike, and anything that's a strike is a ball, and you're fucked. And I know that you're not supposed to hold grudges in baseball, but that motherfucker did. And it was very clear that he did, too. Top of the 6th, 1-0 Mariners. Now you're getting BS. No one's getting Trout. Trout's working his way back up into the lineup for the Angels, but Angels aren't going to give him up. $19-3. That's tough. Little blooper. Throw to first. Demo to Locklear. Shitty throw by Demo, but nice recovery there by Locklear. 2 away. Next up for the Angels, 1 for 2, center fielder Mickey Moniak. Top of the 6th, 1-0 Seattle. 2 out, 0-1 count from Castillo to Moniak. Big swing and a miss behind the count 0-2. I feel that we haven't seen Luis ahead of the count 0-2 all day. But still, with that being said, he's had a fantastic day, and he's going to get this out right here. Smoke his ass. 0-2 pitch. Great day by Castillo. That's my boy. That's the Castillo that we had in 2022. There we go. 7th punch out for Luis Castillo. Nice job. Now we just need the bats to light up here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to give us a little bit more insurance, because I don't know if we're going to be able to win 1-0 against this team. Seems like they always get something lucky, kind of towards the end of the game. Facts. All right, let's see who's up here next in the bottom of the 6th for the Mariners. Nice job, Luis. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety, I've had them, and I know a lot of y'all are either going through it now or have in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping into the darkness a little bit, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Put a little effort out for yourself. If you're not eating healthy and you're eating fast food every day, it really wears you down and it makes you sleepy and lazy, and again, and obviously it will make you gain a shitload of weight if you're not exercising. So make sure, if you are going down that path, get outside a little bit, get a little bit of exercise and the blood flowing. You'll be really surprised on how you feel after a good long walk. Okay. Number 2, make sure you're listening to music at least 30 minutes a day. It's so important to be able to do that with your mental health. And I feel that if you do that, you put yourself in a positive space like here on the NWSF with the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you're spending time with pets and friends. It'll help you get out of the other side, out of the darkness a little quicker, and it'll help you win the day. Big facts. Next up for the Mariners, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. From a guy that got booed for about a month, it's nice to be able to see you earn your paycheck. Let's go, Polo. Batting second, right fielder. He had a solo dinger in the bottom of the second inning, Mitch Haniger. And batting third, DHing for the Mariners in his second game, it's boss, Jason Vossler. Let's go. Bring that electricity, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. We're just a couple likes away from 30. Let's get there. Pitch is inside and got away from the catcher. 1-0 count. Yeah, Boston actually has had a decent season this year. Little struggles early on, but Boston could end up making a wild card. It's possible. It's not guaranteed when you're in a division with the Yankees and the Orioles, and then you got obviously 3 quality teams in the Central. With the Twins, right, and the Guardians and the Royals, and then you got 3 teams battling with the Rangers, Mariners, and the Astros. But the Red Sox could be the 3rd team with the Orioles and the Yankees, and you never know. It's a long season. But when you end up getting crushed in a game, it definitely doesn't feel good. But really, the only team that gave up, only fan base that's given up on their team is the A's. Obviously, the ownership isn't going to spend any money. They're going to be moving to Vegas. But, with a capacity of like 30, 40,000, and you end up having a couple hundred, like 800 people showing up, that's really the only franchise that's given up on their team. So they just watch the games at home. So, they don't want to give any money to the owners, which I understand. But it is the best place to get a souvenir. If you're talking about getting a foul ball or getting a home run ball, obviously going to Oakland would be your best chance to get one because there's nobody fucking there. You could literally run up and down the aisle and have enough range to cover probably 5 to 10 aisles or, rows compared to most places where you only can be maybe a couple seats over or maybe a row or 2 from you. So there we go. Polo with a walk. Go, baby. Next up, 1 for 1 with a solo dinger, right fielder, Mitch Haniger. Maybe the least likely guy to do something in the roster besides maybe Demo. But we'll take an unexpected home run because that's the type of shit that we're going to need when we're getting our ass kicked in these last 2 weeks. You got to find that guy that no one believes in, maybe a guy that should have got deactivated before Ty France, but we have injuries in the outfield. And even with this home run by Haniger, this guy should probably be deactivated. So that way we can actually have more room for the youth movement. But again, for the time being, Haniger is on the roster, and I'm happy that he hit that home run. Oh, people are ruthless everywhere. I ended up going to the 4th of July game against the Orioles, and I had some fucking drunk guy trying to box me out. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? I was like, and a lot of times, like, I have good luck getting baseballs. I've gotten 3 in like 7 games, but I'm not going to steal one from a kid like Zach Hampel, and I'm not going to be an asshole about it. You know what I mean? But To have a guy try to box me out, was ridiculous. Double play on the Mariners. And the crazy thing is the guy was drunk, right? And his son was at his first game, which is very cool. Got autographs on a hat by Haniger and a few players. So I want him to have a great, time, right? But instead of him trying to get a ball for his son, his son was trying to get it. If your son is 7 years old and you're going to be battling with adults and a bunch of other older, ruthless kids, what are the chances a skinny little 7-year-old is going to get a baseball over adult? Ruthless, as well as kids that are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 that give no fucks. You're going to get knocked over. So, again, that's why you don't want to get too faded at a baseball game, because you end up being that annoying guy or girl, right? But at the end of the day, he didn't end up getting a ball or his kid. But, yeah, I almost had words with the guy. And the only reason I was trying to go for a baseball is because my best friend, Justin, he's been to like over 50 games of the Dodgers and Mariners, and he's never gotten a ball. The closest that he's gotten to a ball was with me when I got a Julio Rodriguez rookie foul ball in 2022. So I was trying to get him one, but, it is what it is. I think any ballpark you go to, fans are ruthless because they want to be able to bring home a home run ball or a foul ball. It's just like a cool piece of baseball history, right? It gets wild in Seattle, but I imagine in Boston it's worse because they're more drunk there and they give no fucks. Just like in New York. That one chopped foul by Voss, 1-2 count. Let's go, Jason. Let's go, baby. You got a hit in your first 2 games, and I think we found our new DH over Mitch Garver. And hopefully we'll have some photos of him in Seattle Mariner gear by the photographers, other than Tacoma Rainier gear. Pitch is low and outside. Good eye, Voss. 2-2 count. But I really like Voss and Locklear, and hopefully they'll be able to grow with this team. And then hopefully we get Ryan Bliss, a little bit of playing time at some point as well, even though he's bouncing between AAA and the main roster. 2-2 pitch to Voss. Pitch is high. What a save by the catcher there. Count is full, 3-2 count. Oh, RKO. Yeah, if I was with you, yeah. If teenagers tried to do that, yeah. They would have had to get an RKO or a Stone Cold Stunner, rock bottom. Popped up. Back. Close to the warning track. 1-2-3 inning, but we still got a 1-0 lead. Not really enough to feel comfortable, but hopefully we can add on to it. Yeah, and again, 2 out of my foul balls that I got out of the 3 baseballs, because I've gotten 2 Portland Beaver AAA balls when I was 10 that I had to scrap for. So I've always had a honey badger mentality where I'm going to get the ball. I got enough athleticism playing sports growing up that I know where to sit and where to move, not to be on my phone, not to be too drunk, not to be eating too much out of a nacho helmet to be distracted, But 2 out of the 3, I got assaulted. My first baseball, a guy body checked me from behind after he dropped it twice when he had a ZZ Top beard. And then I ended up scooping it, and he body checked me from behind, and my knees hit the steps, the concrete steps, and my knees bled for 9 innings, both of them, right? Pretty bad, but I got the ball, right? And then when I got the Aaron Judge ball with the 62 home run season, obviously the Julio Rodriguez rookie season as well. And that year, I got 2. I got the Julio ball, and I got the Aaron Judge ball. I mean, those are like the 2 best that you can get, right? And when I got the Aaron Judge ball, this cute girl that was probably in her mid-20s turned around and she fucking slapped my leg. If I would have done something like that, I would have been fucking arrested. And I could have got her kicked out with her boyfriend and her kid, and her mom and dad were there. And I had people offering me like $300 for the Aaron Judge ball, but I was like, no, this is too much of a memory. I'm not going to give it up, But baseball fans, they definitely feel like TikTokers and Karens and Kyles, where they feel entitled. Like, oh, Aaron Judge was throwing me that ball, or that ball was mine, But if the ball goes into the crowd, I mean, it's a free-for-all, It is what it is, but pretty crazy that I've, gotten assaulted 2 out of 3 times. And but at the end of the day, I'm the one with the souvenir, so. And I never will sell the Julio or Aaron Judge ball, so, it's definitely a good memory. I just wish I didn't get assaulted on both baseballs, but I guess that's part of what you have to do to get a ball, right? Yeah, definitely. Top of the 7th, 1-0 Mariners. But I sprained my ankle, on that first baseball that I got for the Portland Beavers, which is a AAA affiliate back when the Minnesota Twins were World Series champion with Kirby Puckett. And I remember getting that first one and the thrill of it, and then getting another one that season in 1992 when I was 10. And I always knew I would get a Mariner one, but I just didn't know how or when. But I think if you have the instincts, if you know where to sit, and usually I sit on the aisle to give me a little bit more range. And if you pay attention and you're not on your phone and you react quickly, because you literally have a half second to act quick, you'll have a chance. But if you are just sitting there, you're not going to get it unless it literally comes right to you, which could happen. Top of the 7th, 1-0 Mariners. But all three instances when I got 3 baseballs, it did go in slow motion. You know how they tell you in sports, like when the pros play from college and they're really, really good and they say the game slows down, it's like slow motion. When you see like a big home run or a big 3-point shot and everyone's like, they're just in the zone and then the game just like slows down and it's like Matrix and everything is like slow motion. That's how it was for me. Like, everything was slow motion where I could kind of see the baseball coming right to me. And I was like, oh my God, is this happening? And, then you just have to act appropriately. Top of the 7th, 1-0 Mariners, 1 out, 0-2 count from Snyder to Theis. But I'll tell you what, it's probably one of the biggest thrills that I've ever had, getting those baseballs at that game, let alone, getting big name player baseballs. Kike Hernandez on the Dodgers was my first, with my dad and me going together. But then getting a Julio Rodriguez rookie ball and an Aaron Judge ball, the only thing I could ask for now before I die is a Shohei Ohtani ball, honestly. Big swing and a miss by Theis. See you later. Bye-bye. 2 away. But nice job by Snyder there with the punch out. Next up, right fielder Jo Adell. (20-3). God damn. Throw the white flag. Even Paisley can't even bear to watch. He left. She's like, oh, they're down 23? Woof, woof. I'm going on the couch. Top of the 7th. 1-0 lead for the Mariners. 2 outs. 0-1 count to Jo Adell. Biscuit boy in the building. Or it might be Biscuit Girl. Angel Biscuit. Big swing and a miss, behind in the count 0-2. Britt says, flirting skills on point, 10 out of 10. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is high and outside, 1-2 count. .240 average, 2 homers and 10 ribbies against the Mariners. Jo Adell. 1-2 pitch. Adell rips that one foul. Count remains 1-2. We got Santos coming in shortly. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. It'll all go to the algorithm. Where are we at? We hit 30. We're at 32. We need 8 more to get to 40. So if you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. 7 more to 40. Let's go. We're at 33. We can do it. We got 3 innings to get 7 likes. I think we can do that, especially if the game still ends up being like close and the Mariners aren't down by like 3 or 4 runs. Then the Mariner fan base will come through and people will be doing their parlays and asking me if the Mariners are going to win and saying that they're going to give me a cut and then they just run away. The usual. That one chop foul. Count remains 1-2. Top of the 7th, 1-0 Mariners. 1 for 8 this series for Jo Adell. 1-2 pitch from Snyder. Adell rips that one, and it's fading foul into the 3rd row, and that guy dropped it. There goes your moment, big guy. Appreciate the kind words. Valhalla is a grinder, though. You know, everyone's going to have their preference on who they like or, you know, what kind of streams they like. But, you know, he's a hard worker. I appreciate that you like me and you like what I'm doing here. But he does a fantastic job as well. He's got good presentation and he's a hard worker. No hate for me. Another foul ball there by Joe Adele. Yeah, but if you've got a lot of people in the room, you know, it's not going to be his job to cater to every single person. You know, I'm the most successful YouTuber out there, and I care about everybody, but I'm not built like everybody else. You know, I build good relationships, you know, but again, once we get bigger and there's more people in the room, you have to understand, you know, it's hard to be able to call a game, and then if you got a lot of people in the room and the chat is going very quick, you know, it's going to be hard. You know, as you see, as you know, bigger YouTubers, when they get bigger and bigger and bigger, the chat flows a lot faster. And sometimes the only way to get an attention, you know, out of a YouTuber or a streamer is through a donation, you know. But for me, I just try to do it regardless, dono or not, to build a good vibe. But there is going to be a point where we have so many people, you know, donating and commenting, it'll be a little difficult. But I will always make a, you know, more of an effort than most that are out there. So, you know, don't blame him, you know. Like I said, you know, not every individual is going to focus on every person in the room, you know. Especially when someone is, you know, trying to entertain a group, you know, keep that in mind. Next up for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Seattle Mariners. This particular inning is our best inning out of innings 1 through 9. So if we are going to end up getting some additional hits and runs, it could possibly be in this inning. We're very good in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, obviously, because we can't usually hit starting pitching, and we suck within the first 6 innings. And obviously, if it wasn't for a lucky home run by Mitch Haniger, we would be at 0-0 right now. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, first baseman Tyler Locklear. Time to get your hit. Let's go, Ty. Batting second, left fielder Luke Raley. And batting third, unless they make a change with a pinch hitter, shortstop Dylan Moore. Let's go, Mariners. But I try to give, you know, appropriate attention, and I try to make sure that everyone feels heard, because I think that is very important, you know, regardless if you're a guy or a girl, if you're gay or you're straight, if you got depression, anxiety, you know, ADHD, any, you know, type of issue that people are going through, or if someone, you know, regardless of what it is, you know, you just want to be able to go somewhere to feel like a part of something. And I understand that very well. So I will always make it a priority to try to make sure that I can do my best to make sure everyone is heard and listened to the best of my ability. And again, I usually, you know, I grow deeper bonds on this channel than most people as hosts with other people. You know, I think I'm closer to a lot of people. You know, it might start off as fans. Some people turn into friends, others turn into family. So, bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Mariners. First pitch is outside to Tyler Locklear, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch. Pitch is inside. 1-1 count to Tyler Locklear. One pitch. Big swing and a miss. Locklear behind in the count 1-2. One-two pitch. Locklear going back to the warning track. One away. Next up, left fielder Luke Raley. Pitch is outside, but called strike, 0-1 count. Yeah, there's millions of channels that are out there, you know. You got to be able to find a good fit for you. So, you know, not every host is likable. Not every host is honest. You know, not every person that you see is going to be a good person. There's a lot of fakes that are out there, a lot of actors and actresses that try to act like they're really good people, but they're not, you know, and you just got to be able to sense a good vibe or aura, you know, out of someone. And if you like the presentation and the thumbnail and the look and the vibe in the chat, then, you know, you'll be able to find a place where you can enjoy whatever you're looking to watch. One-two pitch. There we go. Nice hit by Luke Raley. Let's go, baby. Nice job, Luke. Nice job, Luke. We needed that. Next up, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, shortstop Dylan Moore. Takes a strike down the middle, 0-1 count, 0 for 1 with a walk in the fifth for Demo. Bottom of the seventh, 1-0 Seattle. Come on, baby. Strike right down the middle, behind the count, 0-2. Pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Demo. Next up, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Let's go, Hollywood. Yeah, it sounds like you'd probably end up getting better stats than what they've been doing today. Only 15 to go. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count to Hollywood Josh Rojas. Wow, safe at second? I thought he was out. Oh, my. I don't know if we're going to have a replay there, but that was a stolen bag apparently by Luke Raley. It looked like he was out, but all right, Luke. Oh, it looks like they dropped the baseball there very late. Ball came out of the mitt. Oh, okay, there we go. The ball fell out of the mitt. Thank God. There we go. Bottom of the seventh, 1-0 Seattle. Runner at second, 2 away. 1-2 pitch to Rojas from Krause. And struck him out. All right, let's go to the 8th inning. The Mariners are hanging on by a thread by a 1-0 lead. And if we end up winning 1-0, I'll take it, but I just don't want to get swept. Come on now. Find a way to win this, whatever way we can. Next up for the Angels, first baseman Nolan Shanwell. 1 for 2 with a base on ball. Batting second, 0 for 3, third baseman Luis Rengifo. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a base on ball and a K, left fielder Taylor Ward. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. I believe we're at 15:85 to go. No, I'm already full-time on YouTube, and I've been doing this for 12 years. I did phone sales for Fortune 500 companies for 20 years. So, yeah, I'm not going to any broadcasting school. I mean, I've already made it full-time on YouTube. This is my third year. This is my full-time job. Normally I do phone sales or, some type of warehouse work. I've been told that I already had a radio voice and a TV voice when I was 15. I'm 42 now, even though I don't look it, right? So I know I look young and stuff, but yeah, I'm not going to broadcasting school. I already know the skill set that I have. Now, are there additional skills that I possibly could learn at a broadcasting school? Of course, but I feel that I'm already established, at this point, that that is not really needed at this time. I mean, I feel like my voice is already kind of unique as it is. There's not really anybody that sounds like me. And again, it's all about having good tonality and being able to have a good vibe and good aura. And some people need broadcasting school, but I don't want to say I've had natural born talent. But again, I ended up working for a Fortune 500 company when I was 17, and I learned from some of the best salesmen, here in the Pacific Northwest. And actually having those opportunities when I was 17 to 20, I don't really feel I need that. Because I feel, at this point too, because it's not just baseball. I feel I can do anything. I feel I have the most diversity on almost any channel on YouTube that does sports and wrestling. Like, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, NASCAR, AEW, WWE, UFC, boxing. Nothing really scares me. As long as you read and you watch film and you pay attention and you have certain type of skill set, But the problem is on YouTube, you see a lot of people that only focus on one thing, like just their NFL team or just one sport, And those people are good at what they do, but I think it really shows a different type of skill set when you can do anything on a high level. 2-0 pitch. Pitch is high. 3-0 count. Oh, is that called a strike from Shanwell? Wow. 2-1 count to Nolan Shanwell. But if I didn't end up working, for Fortune 500 companies doing phone sales, for some huge companies over the years, yeah, broadcasting school would probably be something. But when you end up having cutthroat jobs for big companies where you don't hit a goal in like a week and you're fired, it definitely changes you as a person. And I've never been a sleazebag used car salesman on the phone. I've always been honest and true to myself. And, again, it's not going to work for everyone. There's a lot of sleazy people that do sales face-to-face or over the phone. But I always have, certain type of guidelines that I go by and whatnot. But hopefully you can find a Cardinal broadcast that'll suit you. Pitch is outside. 1-0 count to Luis Rengifo. That one chop foul into the dugout. But again, I've been grinding on this for a long time. I've been doing this for 12 years. I've been full-time for 3. This is my 12th year of recording, my 8th year on YouTube. I've been full-time for, 3 years. We just broke 4 million views. And again, it's just the beginning. I only feel like I'm about 1% into my journey, even though I've been grinding for 12. So I got a long ways to go. Because I truly feel that with the talent that we have on this channel and the people that we have supporting the channel, that this channel can get, to 25, 50, 75, and 100,000 subs before I die. So it's just a matter of getting the right people to see who I am and getting the proper support. So, and most channels can't even break 10,000 subs. So I already know I'm in the top, 1%, 2%, but we got a long ways to go. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is inside. Big swing and a miss. There goes Rengifo. 1 away. 1 out and 1 on. Next up, left fielder Taylor Ward. Big swing and a miss on Taylor Ward, 0-1 count. Top of the 8th, 1-0 Mariners. Runner at first, 1 away. 0-1 pitch from Santos to Ward. That one fouled back, behind in the count, 0-2. .229 average, 14 homers, and 45 ribbies for Taylor Ward in 2024. 0-2 pitch. That one chopped foul. But everybody's journey is a little bit different. You know, some people are going to be a fad. Some people are going to be popular, you know, but I would rather, you know, do it in my lane. And sometimes, you know, if you have to work a little bit harder to get to your goals, you know, it definitely shapes you and it makes you the person that you are. So, you know, again, of course, it would be amazing to be able to have a million subscribers. But again, you know, I wouldn't want to, you know, be some kind of fad and, you know, have your 5 seconds of fame like Hawk to a girl and then all of a sudden disappear from the world. You know, everyone can have their 5 seconds of fame, but I'm trying to do this for life. So, little dribbler, throw to first, 2 away. We're not a fad here. This is long term. Next up, 0 for 3, DHing for the Angels, Willie Calhoun. Come on, Santos, let's go. Calhoun. Fuck. And runner is going home, and the game is tied 1-1. Fuck. Not good. Fucking A, man. And again, that's why, you know, getting only a run to 3 runs isn't going to cut it in Major League Baseball. You knew at some point the Angels were going to rack up a couple back-to-back hits to be able to get a guy to get in. And now the game is tied 1-1. Runner at first with 2 outs. Santos on the mound. Fucking brutal, man. But again, you know, when you only score 1 run, you can't expect to win 1-0. I mean, sometimes it might happen, but not often. Yeah, Canning is done. He's been done for a while. Balk by Santos, idiot. So Canning went 5 innings, and then they had Quijada, and then Kraus. Fucking Santos. Seems like anytime we bring in a guy in the 8th, they fuck up. Stanek and now Santos. Like, I can't even trust these guys, and those are guys that we're supposed to trust before we go into Andres Munoz. Those are supposed to be assets, not liabilities. Fuck. But I guess that's how it goes. And now Santos is hurt? Or is that his excuse? Oh, I gave up an RBI. Oh, my back. Hopefully he's okay, but now he's got a balk. Or his knee. Next up, center fielder Mickey Moniak. I just, fuck, man. I hope we find a way to win this game 2-1, either in regulation or extras. Looks like we're gonna have to have some kind of pitching change here. Come on, Mariners. Top of the 8th, 1-1 Angels and Mariners. I got to go check up on my Paisley pup here in a second. Make sure that she's okay. Now Santos is down with an injury. Now we're bringing in Thornton. Come on, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. See where we're at. Where are we at now? Are we at 35 to 40? We are at 34. We need 6 more likes to get to 40. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Now we're at 35. 5 more before the game ends. And if it goes extras, we will hit 40. Let's go. And on Friday, we got George Kirby, Brian Wu, and Bryce Miller. And I'll be live for those 3 games against the White Sox on the road. But I will be live tomorrow with the Mariners day off. I'll be live at 1 o'clock Pacific with the Dodgers and Giants and to see Clayton Kershaw's first start for the Dodgers in 2024. I mean, it is possible that I might take the day off tomorrow, but I usually like to grind. You know, obviously you already know that likes and subs and views and donos are going to vary daily. Some days are going to be great. Other days will be a little challenging, but I don't know. I like to work, so. Remember the statement I meant about parlays and stats and what's going to happen? And then here comes Mr. Maple, Dylan, on cue. So for the game, Angels, 1 run, 7 hits, no errors. Seattle, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. And Canning gave up 4 hits. So if you had 4.5, you lost. Sorry, bro. It never fails, especially with Mariner games. There's always going to be someone coming in for a parlay or some type of information. Top of the 8th, runner at second with 2 outs. Next up for the Angels, Brandon Drury. Pitch is low and outside, 1-0 count. Top of the 8th, 1-1 Angels and Mariners. Runner at second, 2 outs, 1-0 count from Trent Thornton to Brandon Drury. 1-0 pitch, fucking A. Are you kidding me? And now it's 2-1 Angels, and the game is probably over. Tag at second, out. Damage is done, though. And I wish I could say, oh, the Mariners are going to easily be able to come back here in the bottom of the 8th or the bottom of the 9th. But realistically, this might be the first game that we end up finishing the series off with a sweep. And we're not sweeping the Angels. They're on the cusp of sweeping us. All my messages, boo, 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 fuck. That's fucking terrible, man. And I'm telling you, the bullpen ends up being like that X factor that goes against us. You know, we used to have guys like Santos and Stanek and guys that we could trust, but the bullpen ends up losing the game for us. And that, amazing start that Castillo had down the drain, because obviously the bullpen can't hang on top of us not being able to get enough hits and home runs and RBIs. And then you wonder why Castillo's got a fucking 8-10 record. His ERA is good, 3.55. But again, when you're 8-10, you're not getting enough fucking help, from the guys in the bullpen as well as the guys in the starting lineup. Tough. 20-7. There still is a chance that we might get lucky and, maybe, we have a solo home run or a couple hits back to back and we tie it. And then, or we have a miracle and get 2 runs and we win 3-2 in regulation or extras. But never say never, right? Still possible. But just based on, emotion and body language, it's going to take a lot for us to come back. I'm not saying the Mariners are going to give up, but, we've been getting pounded lately the last couple weeks. I mean, hell, we had a 10-game lead on the Astros that disintegrated within 2 weeks. And, the Rangers are getting close. And if we're not careful, again, we have no JP. Santos just got hurt. Julio's hurt. Now it's like, okay, we were good. Now everyone's starting to get hurt. Now we can't hit, but we haven't been able to hit all year. Now the bullpen is extra bad. Not a good look, but, you still got to, keep it moving and hopefully pray for a miracle. Well, when the game was starting, I felt like this. Now we're down 2-1, and I'm like this. So I guess this is where we're at. But there's still a chance that we might be able to pull it out. Oh, brutal, brutal, brutal. Come on, Mariners. We can't get swept by the fucking Angels. All right, next up for the Mariners, Victor Robles. Go, Victor. You've been the best hitter on the Mariners as of late. And he got hit by a pitch. Is he going to first? see a replay. Did he actually get hit? I don't know. I can't really tell if that hit him or not. It's very close. He walked to first like he got hit. Now they're going to do a review. I don't know. After the replay, it looks like he didn't get hit. I'm not going to be like a Mariner homer and be like, yeah, he got hit for sure when he didn't. But just looking at the replays, it did not look like he got hit by the pitch. But who knows? Maybe Victor is just trying to pull a fast one and see if he can get on base here. Whatever we got to do to prevent from getting swept, I guess. But I assume that he'll be called back to the batter's box. We'll see. We did have a double play that went against us early. No hit by pitch. Academy Award goes to Victor Robles. Hey, he tried. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the eighth, 2-1 Angels. Garcia on the mound. Victor Robles, 1-0 count in the box. 1 for 3 with a single and a stolen base. Let's go, Robles. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Where are we at? Are we at 40 yet? We need 5 more likes to get to 40. We got 42 people in the building, so there's at least 7 or 8 people that haven't smashed the like button yet. Now we're at 36. We need 4 more to get to 40. Robles, right to Zach Neto, 1 away. All right, time for late inning heroics here. Next up, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. And now this would be the time for him to hit a home run. You know, late in the game, the best clutch hitter on the Mariners in the 7th inning and beyond. It is big dumper time. Let's see if Cal can make history here. That one chopped behind the plate, foul. Come on, Cal. And obviously we don't got anybody on base to be able to win the game, but if he hits a home run here, it'll be number 21 on the season, and it would give us a 2-2 tie. Still no guarantee that we would win, but at least it would make it a little bit more interesting. Crushes that one, but fading foul behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Cal. Andres Munoz getting loose in the pen. Come on, Cal. There we go. Base knock by Cal Raleigh. Wasn't a home run, but at least he got on base. Nice single to right. There we go. At least it's something. You got to be positive about little things, right? Next up, second baseman Jorge Polanco. Is Polo going to get the trident? Be the craziest shit ever. You never know. Let's go, Polo. First pitch to Polo from Garcia. Back to the warning track. 2 away. Next up, right fielder, the only individual to give us something today, Mitch Haniger. Solo dinger there in the bottom of the second, I believe. 1 for 2 solo home run and a walk. I mean, what are the chances of Haniger hitting 2 home runs and both solo shots? Not likely. And a nice catch in right field. End of the 8th, 2-1 Angels. Brutal. Hitting coach ain't going to make a difference. the players need to be better. And you got no JP, you got no Julio, you got there's a lot of things that need to change. The players need to change, the manager needs to change, the batting coach needs to change, we need a new fucking GM. Like, let's be honest, there's a lot of fucking things that need to change. We need to bring more guys up from the farm, but there's not one reason why we can't hit. There's multiple, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you can have a good hitting coach, but they're not the ones swinging the bat for you when you're in the box. You could always learn different techniques and whatnot, but that's why baseball is the hardest sport to play. You got pitchers that have the arsenal of 4, 5, 6 different pitches. You don't know what's coming unless you're a Houston Astro and you hear a trash can being hit, and then maybe right? And you have an advantage. But other than the Houston Astros and the garbage cans, you don't know what's coming. Sometimes you got to move guys in a different batting order. Sometimes you got to be able to bench a guy. Sometimes you got to fire the fucking manager. Sometimes Scott Service and Dipoto need to hit the bricks. But again, the sad shit is that if we ended up firing Service and Dipoto, chances are the Mariners would bring in 2 guys that are worse. I would like to be optimistic and think that we'd get guys that would be better, but what are the chances of that really honestly happening? I guess it is possible, but fire everybody. But we'll see. Top of the 9th, 2-1 Angels. We still got one last chance in the bottom of the 9th to tie it up or take the lead. But if I'm just being brutally honest, and I'm never going to be biased, I feel that we're going to lose this game 2-1. Sometimes you feel that a run and a rally is coming, but sometimes when you end up having a lead, even if it's small, 1-0, and then all of a sudden you fuck up like we did last night, and then you end up giving up 1, 2, 3 runs late, right? And it just feels like you're not going to be able to, fight back. It's like you got hit with a Mike Tyson haymaker and you're on the ground, you're not getting up. And again, everyone has to be like motivated to try to win, and it feels like if you look at the body language of some of the Mariner players, it's like they almost have accepted defeat. And now we're bringing in Taylor Saucedo. Game is over. Now, if we had Andres Munoz, if we had the lead, right, or if we were tied 1-1, or if we were up 1-0, yeah, maybe we can end up getting it done. But Sauce is good when he only needs 1 out. But typically, when Sauce comes in at a top of an inning, we're fucked. Now, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he gets out of this inning easy 1, 2, 3. But more times than not, Sauce ends up fucking up. Like if you had this particular scenario 10 times, maybe Sauce has 3 times where he actually gets out of the inning, and the other 7 he gets roughed up. So, fucking A, man, rough. But again, I was able to live through 20 years of not making the playoffs, so I already know what it's like to go to this level of suck. But remember, we're not in last place. We're not the Angels. We're not the A's. With all this bad shit that's happening, as long as the Astros and Rangers keep losing, we're still going to be staying somewhat afloat. So I guess we have to look at it that perspective. Wow, strike 3 from Sauce. Unbelievable. A very unlikely strikeout by Sauce at the top of the inning. Like when he only needs 1 out, that's when he's the best. But when he needs 2 or more, but it seems like he's getting closer to the strike zone here in this particular outing. Because normally it's like wide left and wide right with all his pitches. They're never in the zone. And so far, most of them have been in the strike zone. And then he gives up a hit. Nice job, Sauce. Yeah, but the thing is, if we fire Scott, who are we going to get? Like if we were able to get like Bochy or Dusty Baker, or if we were able to steal like Bob Melvin away from the A's, but like who would we actually get at this point in the season? Just saying. It's like you almost have to keep Scott, by default because there's no one there to grab that would be better than him. But out of his tenure, he's had 1 playoff season, a couple of seasons that were kind of mid and a bunch of bad seasons, Dipoto's got to go, Service has got to go, but the timing has got to be right. But it's not like Dipoto and Service are swinging the bats or throwing the pitches either. You know what I mean? but we definitely need a culture change. Top of the ninth, 2-1 Angels, runner at first with 1 out. Matt Theis with a .234 average, 1 homer and 7 ribbies. Yeah, I mean, again, but if we had Matt Brash healthy, but it doesn't help that Stanek and Santos, that normally are reliable, aren't anymore. And the only guy that we have that's reliable in the in the bullpen is Andres Munoz, and even Andres Munoz sometimes gets fucked up. So it's like the bullpen is so fucking important, and we've blown a lot of games with not having enough quality players in that spot. Zach Neto stole second. Now, it definitely feels like the game is over. And it's just unfortunate, no JP, no Julio. Santos just got hurt. We just need better players. We were lucky to do as good as we did, with the roster that we had. But even if we had Eugenio Suarez, Jared Kelenic, and Teoscar Hernandez still on this roster, we're still going to be going through a lot of woes. We were batting 200 to 220 as a team the last couple of years, and we're still in that same boat, batting around 200 to 210 as a team. That's not going to fucking cut it. Damn, your German Shepherd has got some skills. He's got the woof woof and the English down, huh? Man, tough. 0-2 pitch from Sauce to Theis. Pitches outside, 1-2 count. I feel that we should be bunting more, and I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but if we're successful 3 out of 4 times in bunting, why aren't we bunting like 3 or 4 times a game? We strike out 10 to 15 times a game, right? We can't hit. We can't hit home runs. We can't get RBIs. We can't get to 4 runs. We can't get to 7 to 10 hits. So we might as well be bunting like a motherfucker if that's the only way that we can get on base besides getting walked or hit by a pitch. You have to think outside the box. But apparently Scott is, too old. He's like set in his ways. There's a K on Theis, 2 away. Next up for the Angels, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Joe Adell. But it shows you at the trade deadline, it's like not only do we need 2 good bats, like maybe a singles hitter at the leadoff role and a power hitter as well. We need a couple bullpen guys too to replace this garbage that we got in the bullpen. And again, I know some Mariner fans like some of these guys, but some of these guys are fucking bullshit. They're terrible. Like, fuck Sauce. I don't like the guy. I don't give a shit if he's from the Pacific Northwest. I get it. It's cool to root for a guy that's from Oregon or Washington. But if I see, him fucking up 8 times out of 10, it's not worth it. It's like, cool, you're from here, but if you suck, you suck. You don't deserve to be on the team. That's kind of my feeling of it. But I've never been a fan of Sauce. I know some of y'all are, but I've never been a fan of his. He just doesn't have any fucking control. It's always wide left, wide right, fucking walking a guy, giving up a home run. The last thing that we need as a Mariner organization is bringing a motherfucker in, and he's just as good as the guy before him or just as bad as the guy before him. And that's not a good scout to have. 1-1 pitch to Adell. Crushes that one foul behind the count 1-2. Just the injuries are stacking up. We got players that are getting hurt. It's not ideal, man. Top 5 pitching staff can't rescue you throughout the whole season. 1-2 pitch. Pitches outside. 2-2 count to Joe Adell. But for every one good play that Scott makes, with management, he does 3 bonehead moves. Wrong pinch runner, wrong pinch hitter, leaves the pitcher in too long. But all of us are couch GMs right now, right? Thinking that all of us could do so much better, but Sauce gets out of the inning, so at least it's not 3-1, 4-1, or 5-1. But do we actually feel that we can come back? And I feel that, like, at this point, Mariner fans, we feel a little beat up and defeated. The players feel beat up and defeated. The fans have started to boo in the last few games. it's going to take a miracle to be able to even tie it up, and even if we ended up losing 3, 2, and 10 or 11, I don't even know if we can do that, but at least we have the right guys coming up to possibly do it. I'm not saying that we will, but at some point the drought has got to end, but it's not looking good. Next up for the Mariners, just playing in his second game, getting called up from the Tacoma Rainiers, the AAA affiliate. He's got back-to-back games with a hit. So far, so good for my boy Voss. Better than Mitch Garver at DH. 1 for 3 and a K. DHing today for the Mariners, Jason Vossler. He's better than Mitch Garver. Keep him there. Batting second, first baseman tying. Obviously replacing Ty France, we got Tyler Locklear. 0 for 3 with a K. He did have a hit yesterday, and hopefully he can get a hit here and go 1 for 4. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a K, left fielder Luke Raley. And Luke has been struggling like Hollywood Josh Rojas, and that's another problem. Like, JP and Julio are out. The last thing that we need is like Victor Robles to be the fucking best hitter on the team. Not good, but you never know. Miracles can happen, and hopefully we get a miracle out of Voss, Locklear, and Raley. Murphy, Seawald, and Brash. Yeah. I mean, even having Seawald and Munoz together, obviously Santos and Stanek normally are good, but as of late, they've been fucking terrible. Stanek especially. Santos has just been hurt. Stanek is just, I don't know. I love the mullet in the beginning, but maybe he needs to cut that shit off. We need to start something new. Now we got Carlos Estevez coming in. 19 for 22 save attempts. So, again, being a Pacific Northwest fan is not easy. Again, it's not an easy thing. You're going to have your ups, but there's going to be a lot more downs than ups. You just got to be able to tread water and stay afloat and pray that you can find a way. Let's go, Voss. Voss crushes that one. Now, if that would have stayed fair, it would have been a home run, but at least Voss has good eyes. He's not going to swing at garbage, and I like what I see out of Voss so far. Put him at DH every day over Mitch Garver. Voss? Oh, son of a bitch. Line drive right to the fucking second baseman. 1 away. Next up, first baseman, Tyler Locklear. A younger, faster Ty France. Let's go, Tyler. Big swing and a miss. You're funny. Megan in the building. What's good? Bottom of the ninth, 2-1 Angels. Locklear fouls that one out of play, behind the count 0-2. And we're on the cusp, 2 outs away of being swept for the first time in 2024. And it's one thing to get swept by like the Yankees or the Orioles or the Guardians or the Dodgers or the Phillies. But when you end up getting swept by a division rival, but it's not like this team's got Mike Trout playing and Shohei Ohtani playing. That would make me feel a little bit better about it, but it is what it is. And we got the day off tomorrow for the Mariners, and then we'll be back at it on the road against the White Sox. And even though the White Sox are one of the worst teams in baseball, if you remember about a month ago when we went to Chicago, what happened? Everyone thought the Mariners were going to win 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4, and we only won 1 out of 4. It was a terrible road trip, and that was kind of the writing on the wall. The White Sox, the Marlins, and the Rays. We played 4 games against the White Sox. We only fucking won 1. Then we ended up playing the Marlins. We only won 1 out of 3. Then we played the Rays, and we only won 1 out of 3 there. And that was kind of the beginning of the end of the hot streak for the Mariners. 2-2 pitch to Locklear. Popped it up. Routine play for the Angels. 2 away. Now we're down to our last out. Luke Raley. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Oh, you're okay. Mariners are not one of the worst teams in baseball, we still have an above 500 record and we're tied for first place. It just feels that way. Really? And that should be the game. The White Sox aren't making the playoffs. The Mariners still could win the division. They could still get a wild card. So don't act like, even though we've had a rough 2 weeks, don't act like it's like if the White Sox haven't been in first place all year, the Mariners have. So I know it feels like we're on the same level as the White Sox, but again, it's a long season and we'll see where it goes. Final score, Angels 2, Mariners 1. It's tough being a baseball fan, but it is what it is. But again, more than likely, I'll be live tomorrow for the Dodgers and the Giants because the Mariners have the day off. Clayton Kershaw's first game back. My dad's been a Dodger fan since the 50s, so I know he'll be watching, so I'll probably end up doing that. And the game is at 1 against the Giants, 1 o'clock Pacific, and then we'll be back at it, obviously, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the road to play the Chicago White Sox. And I don't know what to think, about that particular series, but hopefully it's not as bad as this particular series against the Angels. Shout out to all the people that are watching. I appreciate you guys, for everyone that liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday afternoon. And again, more than likely, I will be back tomorrow for the Dodgers and Giants unless I decide to take the day off and just watch it with Paisley. But for sure, we will be live on Friday. And let me look at the time against the White Sox. Where are we at here? And we got football right around the corner with the Hall of Fame game next week, so that's exciting. Where are we at? So we are going to be playing tomorrow. Let's see, Friday. So Mariners and White Sox, they'll be live at 5 o'clock Pacific. So we'll see how it goes there. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay. Go M's.